Yeah, we can bop along. I'll pretend.
Bobble along to the intro, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everyone, and welcome to State of the Realm, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast. We're continuing Podcats Highlight Month, and without further ado, we should just get started because we got the Aetheryte Radio crew on the show this week. But we got to do a long intro list, so I might as well just swap the cameras over now before we start doing the intros, because we got a 6-person show, and I kind of didn't realize it till an hour ago when I panically put together everything with a font that's way too big and cameras that are way too small. But that's what we got, and that's what we're going to roll with. So I'm one of your hosts, Mr. Happy. Of course, you know, Sly. I'm sure I got to go this way because my cameras are reversed.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Sly. I don't matter. Get to the other people. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, and I'm just going to go from the order they are on the actual overlay. So we got Fusion X from Gamer Escape. That's where most of you probably know him from. We've had him on the show before. How are you doing, Fusion?
Doing good. Good to be here.
Do you prefer Fusion or Raffle Dragon? Which one do you actually prefer?
I usually go by Fusion.
Okay.
If people are referring to me vocally, but
I guess
all the
social
social
is probably not.
It's weird. It's a little weird, and then you get people that don't know what like the Durg thing is, though they say Raffle DRG, and it's just like
Raffle Durg.
Yeah,
Raffle Durg.
Not a pretty word, to be
Nah,
honest.
it really isn't. Good.
I mean, my Animal Crossing people call me either one, so whichever.
My Animal Crossing.
You're
Our next guest
It's
from the
gonna be
Aetheryte
a
Radio crew.
show.
It is
God
going to
damn
be
it.
a show. We got a lot of people. It's going to be a busy show. Next from the Aetheryte Radio crew, we've got Xenedra. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Cidus.
Idra.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Everyone says it wrong. Every person. It's not even that long a name.
It's okay. I get words everyone else gets right wrong. So I had to be
Oh,
part
yeah?
of that crew. That's from being from New Jersey, as far as I'm concerned. Good to have you on. Rook, you're next. How are you doing?
great, good. I was bobbing along to the music. Really love it.
That's gonna be in the finished cut. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Listen, it's the best. The best we have from that happening is when Sly goes, "Oh, fuck you." That's still the best.
Well, it's like you're like, okay, now we're gonna be quiet during the intro, and then you start talking to us, and it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I was very excited. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Boogie
Good.
down.
Good.
How we do, though. We always dance at our intro.
Yeah. And finally, to round things out, so I
See?
can finally turn off the intro music, we got Aldi. How you doing, man?
Hello.
Which I asked if I could call him that because I know for a fact that if I don't just call him Aldi, I will accidentally call him Alphano at some point, just from
That's
reading
fine.
the name.
That's okay too. I want to kill him and take his book anyway. It's fine.
Wow. That's
okay,
that's
Wow.
a turn. All right.
Dark days.
it won't get you summoner eggies, man. Just let him be.
No.
Nothing will.
Wow.
Well, he doesn't have other eggies. He has other carbuncles anyway, so
Yeah.
he doesn't have like Ramu eggy or anything like that.
No, but do we really need another colored carbuncle?
Yes.
Do we?
Yes.
Okay. So you asked, do we need
Okay,
it?
I-
I do.
But do we not need it? And the answer to that is also no, which means yes, we do need it.
That's some logic right there.
So, yeah, I'm going to apologize to everyone in advance because I'm going to give everyone a timeline. I was live streaming and I went, hey Fusion, I need everyone's name and Twitter handle for the overlay. And then he sends me 4 names and I'm like, oh, right, this is a 6-person show. I don't have any overlays for that. Oh, it's been a hectic last hour after realizing that. Then I realized I didn't have anyone's Discord ID and that I've played way too much Animal Crossing 14 and 11 over the past 4 days instead of doing anything to prepare for the show. So thank you, Sly, for doing that.
Why be productive? I mean,
Look.
I was being, Alexandrite, you know?
that's fair.
You're being
That's fair.
productive in games.
Yeah.
And hey,
Yes.
here we are on the screen and in
worked.
podcast format. All good.
Yes.
All good.
And in mostly a timely fashion. I don't think that anybody can really complain, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sly was the second latest person, and he's here every week. So, you know,
Hey, I was getting wings.
that is a good reason.
That's
That is
important.
actually a really good reason.
I really want wings
Yeah.
now. Why is it
See?
anytime I hang out with the two of you guys, I always want food?
Because that's all we talk about.
Half the time, it's your fault, though.
So this is just a revenge play. This is the only reason you wanted
yeah.
us on, is so that you could mention wings, and you're just like, done. We did it.
Done.
We got him back.
Done.
All right.
right, before we get into the meat of the show, we got to do our sponsors. Listen.
Oh boy.
Fucking terrible.
I love puns. Keep going. I love it.
No, don't co-sign. No.
Before we get,
You know I'm just here to torture you, right?
Yeah, I figured.
appreciate that. That's what I'm here for too. Before we get into the show, we got to thank our sponsors for the show. Of course, we have Steel Series, who's been sponsoring State of the Realm for the last over a year, like 14 months or so, no pun intended. And we also have a monthly giveaway that they've been doing. Check it out under the YouTube video. We do one giveaway every month, and it's free stuff. So you should make sure to enter or discount code MrHappy12 and check it out in the Steel Series link that's in the description on YouTube, or exclamation mark Steel Series in the Twitch chat. We also have our patrons whose names will be rotating in a list. I always screw it up. Which way am I facing? That's right here. I can't remember. I'm just going full Thriller with this until I figure it out.
There you go.
Yeah, their names are scrolling in the top right. We'll be giving them an extended shout out towards the end of the show. But thank you to all of our sponsors. And with that, I have a feeling the show's going to go a little longer than we normally plan for, just because we have so many people here.
That's okay.
I'm more so letting them know, because they have prerogatives and responsibilities, except Aldi apparently, who doesn't care, from what he told me.
Said,
Yeah,
I
he
gotta
free
work early
all
for
night.
This is great.
So the show is, well, it is State of the Realm. This is a month where we're trying to highlight other people who do content creation, specifically in the podcast format in the Final Fantasy 14 community. So I think it's only right that you guys get the majority of the floor here. And Sly, because these are your notes and I want to give you credit, I'm going to let you run a fair portion of these, because we've got, before we get into the content creation side of things, where and how did you get introduced to 14? He wrote that. I didn't do anything. That's all Sly. Claps for Sly. He did more work than I did for the show, as far as I'm concerned.
Good job, buddy.
I'm just giving him his respect.
Thanks.
His goddamn respect.
Thanks.
I mean, so for me, I come from a big Final Fantasy 11 background. So as soon as they announced 14, I'm like, oh, I guess I'll be playing that too. So, I mean, that was kind of it. You know, I played in the first like alpha that went live and been playing ever since.
That's so sad for us.
I'm going to scratch that as 1. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
you have your Final Fantasy 11 mention counter?
Just do it. Just do it too.
Just
Please
yeah,
do
it's going up. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Honestly, your words, my mouth, out my mouth again. I was playing 11 for a long ass time, and when they were like, hey, 14, I guess I have to try that too. That's it.
Feel bad for the three of us. Do I have to continue to feel bad for more of us for playing a 1.0?
You know what? It was...
No, don't do it.
There are worse things you could do.
It was an experience.
It's
Yeah.
a
There are not
memory
worse
that
things
you
to
can
do.
carry with you now. And a sweet tattoo, if you kept
There
that
are worse
character.
things.
And a sweet birth
I mean,
certificate.
true. Yeah, that's true.
Yep. Rite of passage.
Mm-hmm.
But only if you weren't a
Oh.
cheapskate. You had to get the collector's edition for that.
Yeah, I
did
didn't. I
get
don't
the
know.
collectors.
And then they had to actually send it to you. Some people never got.
On Twitter, it was like people were posting like me 10 years ago, and I literally looked at my 10 years ago and on Facebook, and the first picture I found was me holding up the 1.0 collector's edition. I'm like,
Cursed image.
Oh, that sweet summer child.
Yeah. Yep.
oh.
I guess I'll go next. I love MMOs. I've played almost every AAA MMO that's come out since like WoW. I'm really into them. I played 11. I didn't like it, so that's not why I'm playing 14.
That's fair.
That is not why. I played in the alpha of 14 and 1.0. That's not why I'm playing 14 anymore, because I quit right after that. But it really was Zen who had a raid group, and I love to raid. And she's like, hey, well, we need somebody. I'm like, that's all you got to tell me. So I started.
It was
with
a
raiding.
little more desperate than that.
Yeah,
Please,
it was.
please help me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think
that's
I
all I
was the only one of the bunch that I got Final Fantasy 11. I had it because I loved the Final Fantasy franchise. And I thought that at the time, system requirements were more like system suggestions. And because we had this old potato computer that my mom insisted on holding on to until it literally croaked, I could never play 11. So when I eventually down the road got super into MMOs, I played through a bunch of them and then realized, lo and behold, I could play 14, got into it again, coming off of SWTOR, and then just fell in love. And I was like, good, done, great. And then continued on from there. So
Well, if you'd like to try 11, it's currently $11 on Steam.
I know. I actually would. I'd love to do a full playthrough.
Yeah.
That's going to take you about a month.
That's-
so I hope you got some time.
Yeah,
No.
that's an investment. I spent probably an hour and a half, 2 hours just redoing macros today. So
Yeah.
I want to contact Steam
That's
to see
it.
if I can get it blacklist so it doesn't even show up in the store for me. That's how I feel about 11.
Oh no.
all right,
Oh,
Just
God.
never type the words Final
I-
Fantasy and X, and then just don't look at the
I
rest
was-
of them.
I was that red mage in the group, so I was not having fun. I was everywhere, but I was not having fun.
Hey, dude, they get to be melee DPS now. You'll be all right.
That's cool though.
that blows my mind.
Yeah, that is.
I feel like you lied to me just now.
I don't want to get into too much discussion. It hurts my
That's
brain to think
Okay.
about. It
Yeah.
hurts my brain. Sly, how did you get started? Everyone else gets to talk about it. No, it's Sly. One day I'm gonna get you to play 11 and suffer the same way I do.
Do it.
Only,
Good luck.
and I say suffer. I didn't say you're gonna have a good time.
Good luck.
Sly, I'll make you a trade when we're out of quarantine. All right. If I can get you to do 2 or 3 streams of 11 with me, I'll go to Hooters with you.
I've already given up on that plight. Dude.
But I'm gonna keep using it because you used to be, all up on me about that, and one day you'll cave.
like
and-
I've given up. Like no. There's like that is not like find another negotiation tactic other than Hooters. Like you can't use that anymore. Sorry.
The ship has sailed.
Yeah, I tried that with Ring Fit too. Unfortunately, it didn't work. I wanted to do a Ring Fit stream with Sly. Think about
Ring
that.
Fit is far more brutal than you think at first.
It is.
oh yeah, it is.
Get
Yes,
in there.
it is.
Why do you think I
And-
didn't accept that shit?
As someone with over 100 hours in that game, yes, I am well aware of its pain. Oh man.
But Sly, what if you play
God.
Ring Fit at Hooters?
Nah.
Sly, I want you to
Think
think
about
about
it,
this
just think
more
about it.
intently.
Nah,
'cause-
family.
Sly,
Nah,
consider
family.
it though. You get like
God.
a birthday party, like the party. Do they do a party room in the back? I don't know. You do like a party
No,
room
I
in the
don't
back.
think that's. I think that's not
It's
Hooters.
Hooters,
That's a
not
very
Chuck E.
different
Cheese.
establishment you're thinking about.
What? Grown men might want to go there for their birthday. I don't know, or women.
They have the,
whoever.
they have the
they do.
animatronic band on stage. They sing a little number. It's great.
I haven't
I
been
don't
there.
know Hooters anymore.
What the fuck?
The wings at the place you're going are a little different than the wings at Hooters.
I
Then you
just
get to
know
go
what
play
I'm
in the
gonna
ball
do.
pit.
I know what I need to
you
invest
did-
in.
I heard that all, dude. That didn't slip by me.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy an old Discovery Zone or something,
Ugh.
Oh my god, I forgot about Discovery Zone.
Yeah.
I had my birthday there once, and I got drop kicked in the face by some other kid in the ball pit. So, you ever see like the slow motion shots in action movies where someone gets kicked in the face? It feels like that in real life. I can confirm. Oh, Slide.
He just looks so defeated.
We want to get
I'm
the
glad
show
we-
back on track, Slide.
I'm glad we've broken you so early into the podcast.
This is one of those clips you need to take it and just zoom in on Sly and just play that music. It's like, let me tell you how we got here.
And here goes the booze.
Coping.
This is why he asked. Coping. No, that's just Tuesday. Well, it's coping. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you guys got started in 14, and again, Sly's notes, just borrowing from them because he's busy drinking. I wanted him to get the show back on track, but he needs a moment to recoup after all that. What job did you guys start as, and what are you playing now? I want to know that. What are you playing now versus what you started as?
I mean, so I started off as Lancer, right? If we're going
Yeah.
original 14, right? God, I still remember when we had like guild tokens.
Stop.
Had to, like,
Stop. This
had
is
to buy
you're bringing
like
you're,
fleet of foot and
you're
stuff. Remember
ruining
that?
everything. Okay, I don't need to remember that my level 50 class skill as pugilist was only triggerable on dodge. All right, I don't
Yep.
need to remember
That was the thing. Yeah. And obviously, like I right, all my social stuff, it's Raffledurk now. But ever since the Stormblood Media Tour, or I'm sorry, the Shadowbringers Media Tour, Machinist. It's so good now. I am main in Machinist.
Yes. I like to hear that because that's dope. My words at the media tour were they did it.
Yep.
We went in for our interview. Me and Aldi were both there.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's like, all right, your question. I'm just like, Machinist is so good now. That was my question.
That's a statement.
Yeah.
And then I had to go back to Stormblood Machinist for a few months after that. That was hard. That was very hard to do.
Poor baby.
It's only like 4 weeks. You were fine. 5 weeks.
It was too long. There was Eureka grinding. It was too long. It was terrible.
All right, that's fair.
1.0.
Oh, you go. Zen, take it away.
Conjurer.
We're gonna keep that order, I think.
Yeah.
There you go.
You little shoop. So yeah, Conjurer. Because Conjurer and Thaumaturge, which one's a healer, which one's a damage dealer? We don't know. You figure it out. That's how those worked.
That's
back
1.0,
then.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. I guess I liked Stone Skin, which is gone. So I picked Conjurer.
F in
And
the
now I
chat
play
for
Dancer.
Stone Skin.
Yeah, that's not even in the same category. Basically, once they were like, "Hey, Conjurer is not a damage dealer," I was like, "Oh, okay, bye."
I mean, Thaumaturge 1.0 had that spike that like dealt damage when you got hit.
Oh, yeah.
I remember everyone used that to abuse leveling.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it
Yeah.
was called though.
No.
So now where are you at? Because if it's not, because it sounds like you went in a very different direction.
Yeah. I jumped to Archer, then to Bard, of course. I liked when Archer you could heal on Archer, so it's like I'm running forever and shooting things, and also if you happen to hit me, heal. But yeah, they took that away from me too. So then Bard and now Dancer, because it's more fun than the rest of them for me.
I like two. So far, I'm 2 for 2 in liking the choices because you got 2 jobs that I literally have done this raid tier on, and I'm
Don't
enjoying
worry, I'll
it so
break it.
far.
Yeah. Here we go.
What's Rick next?
What happened?
Yeah, I started as white mage. Well, yes,
Yeah.
conjuring to white mage. I think because originally, oh god, I guess technically I did make a character that was going to be a summoner first. And then when I realized that it was not me becoming the unit of my dreams, I was like, I'm out. And so I went for white mage instead. But I actually asked for a really long time and only came back to white mage again with Shadowbringers because in our raid group, we just needed white mage since we already had an astrologian. So yeah, I've actually been enjoying it with the changes. And when I'm not doing that, I'm usually doing Bard or Dancer. So.
Gonna say you could tell the truth. It's because Astro's not fun anymore.
Well, the thing is that Astro's not fun anymore.
That's what she just.
And-
all right, there you go. That's
No,
the truth.
I mean, it's just different, and I couldn't accept the change.
It's not that it's
So-
not fun. It's just different.
It's
different.
As in it was
different.
fun
Right.
before, and it's not now.
It's just
You
it's
know-
just fun challenged.
I really loved the idea of being able to give out a lot of different buffs and sort of have a situational awareness that I could put to the test.
Sly
But
knows how I
now
feel
I'll
about
just
it.
smack some DPS on people, and there's that. I guess that's what I'll do.
Really? You don't say, huh? That the cards were actually fucking useful other than the DPS
I don't want to get
card.
into this because I've never heard an
Really?
argument. I've never heard an argument for
Huh.
the current Astro card
Gee.
that makes me think
You're
they
like
were
the
better before.
only other person who believes that.
One of
Look,
the
I
only
mean,
others.
look, I think that as far as a rating mindset goes, and we won't get too far into it, I think that yes, it probably has more overall usefulness at this point. But from a conceptual standpoint, I really enjoyed Old Astrologian. And I've
Thank
always
you.
liked buffing people. And, you know, in dungeons and things, there would sometimes be times where, yeah, like you'd do something a little situational or recoup something. And I liked that a lot. So there's that. But now I white mage and I just smack blood lilies on people and laugh as my allies take damage and I overheal them so that I can turn their pain into damage.
Yep.
Yeah, Sly doesn't want me to get on that. He knows. He knows.
Mhm.
He knows my feelings about it. All I know is all I want about Astro to change is give them 100 MP back every time they play a card. All right, that's it. That's all I want. That's all I want.
You mean the
them to do.
same goddamn card that they play every single fucking time?
Well, they can play it. They actually have to play different cards and don't just fish for balances now, Sly. But we'll talk about that later. Yeah, you're a DPS. You just wanted
Damage.
balances anyway. Don't you lie to me.
No!
You weren't like, thanks for
I
the
rec-
bowl as
I
Dragoon,
recognize
you
the fact-
dead liar.
I recognize the fact after leveling fucking Astro that all the cards had a purpose, and everybody else is like, no, there's only one card.
It was certainly easier to, in old Astro, sort of do cards between other things. Now it feels like you have to take a big chunk of your attention to be like, what the fuck symbol is here? This one. Rather than just like on the fly do stuff.
Yeah.
My opinion.
I feel you, Sly. I feel you.
Well,
I'll be
there was
your
2
ally in
cards
this
before,
fight.
and now there's 6, so it's okay. There's balance and not balance.
I don't know. I feel like there's like two buffs now, and it just
Yeah,
depends
that's
on
pretty
which
much
one
what
you
it is.
get.
Yeah.
Now Aldi,
Oh, sure.
you're here too, and you still haven't gotten a turn.
Oh, I was listening to Asked because I have a lot of feelings about support in this game, and maybe we'll talk about it today. But anyway, so 1.0, I played things. I didn't care. I hated it. That's what it was. I
Can
played
I
for
get
like
that
mention
as
those
as
things?
a,
3
on a
weeks.
shirt? I played 1.0. I don't care.
I played
hated it.
1.0 for 3 weeks, and I was like, nope, I'm done. But when I came back as warrior for some weird. I think you needed a tank for like a split second, and then it was like, no, we got a tank. I was like, okay, well, I'll pick damage. How's summoner? I was like, okay. So I've been a summoner the whole time.
Forever?
Since 2.0, yeah.
Oh my
The
goodness.
entire time.
That's
I've
some
only rated
loyalty.
as. I think I rated as Dragoon for a little bit because we were
Mm-hmm.
doing something, but yeah, I always played Summoner.
The Hydra Kalia?
Oh yeah, and Binding Coil somewhere.
Yeah,
Or Final
'cause-
Coil somewhere.
It was like, you cannot have 2 casters here, or something like that.
Yeah.
And we had a Black Mage at the time as well.
Yeah,
Oh
and
yeah, 'cause one of
Summoner's
the
MP
eggs.
sucked.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so
Yeah.
I've been Summoner the whole time. Mostly because the thing that I love to raid, and that's just where I fit in the team, so I'll do it.
Final Coil
And
was
that
not fun
kind of-
for summoners.
It was not, but I don't know. It was fun, like, doing as best as I could, you know? It's like, yeah, you know, you're kind of handicapped, but I'm like, nope, I'm still going to beat people. I don't care. I tried to, at least.
And you said you like the raid, and that brings me to kind of the next question. When you kind of first got into 14, seeing that this is a kind of theme park MMO, what was the content that, you know, you kind of like drew to, or like just, you know?
What lanes did you what content lanes did you drive down?
Starting back at the beginning, or are we going to go in reverse?
Go
here?
reverse order now.
Sure,
Yeah,
you
just
get this
reverse
time?
it up.
Yeah, we can go in reverse order. Yeah, that's fine.
Sure, yeah. When I first started, it was mostly raid, but I mean,
Okay.
story, I absolutely do not do any of the, like, I didn't step foot in Eureka. I will try to be in Boja, but I'm here to raid. Like, that's usually how I play MMOs, so that's just me. I'm kind of the outlier. I don't craft, I don't gather, I raid, so.
I mean, I don't think that's the outlier. I
Yeah.
think. I mean,
No,
I'd
there
say
are a
that
lot of people
yeah.
like that.
I'd say I surround myself mostly with people who think and play like that, so maybe I just see it more. But I'm surprised. You know, you say you don't like to raid, but I'm wondering then, are you thinking of getting into Basha because you looked at Baldessian Arsenal and thought like maybe you'd want to do that? You want to be prepared in case they do it again? Well, which we know they are.
I like Ivalice lore. That's really it. Tactics is my favorite. Period. With anything Final Fantasy on it, Tactics is my favorite. Period. So I'm like, you know, okay, Ivalice 12, I'll do it. And plus, maybe the book won't be garbage this time. Maybe it'll look good. It won't. It won't. But maybe it will.
I like how hopeful you are, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay hopeful.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Optimism.
Hopeful
There you
was
go.
not even a remote emotion that came out of the sentence. He was just like, yeah, I'm sure it'll be
I've
great,
ranted so
garbage.
many times about
That'd be
being
great.
very upset about having books as my weapon. I'm not going to do it here. I'm not going to do it here.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's funny. I started out mostly doing I loved like the story in the dungeons. Those were 2 things that I adored because one, just the design, the music, all the different bosses, and the fact that when I eventually got to like hard mode dungeons that you get these re-envisionings of the originals, that was such a cool thing to me. And I was so excited to see those stories continue. But the more that I got into that, the more that it did kind of lead me down to things like, oh man, I love this so much. I want to do the extreme primals. Oh my gosh, I want to get into raiding. And I had tried to do raiding in WoW, like when I very first started playing MMOs. And was I terrible at the game at the time? Yes, because I was brand new to MMOs. But was the environment also incredibly hostile and terrible? Yes, 110%. And so I had sworn off raiding forever. And I was like, this is not worth it. But I was so like drawn into the content in 14 and so excited about it that I went pretty hard like through that progression through each tier. And even though when I first started playing the game, it was after Heavensward had come out, I went in and I did all of the ARR, primals, extremed, synced for hours. Like I wanted to just do everything. So that was pretty much where I focused, but then I eventually expanded out to do a little bit of everything. So I do casual stuff and a tiny bit of crafting and gathering now, but not much.
Nothing to be ashamed of. Don't be ashamed of it.
A little bit.
It's all right. It's okay to love crafting and gathering. Like, you know, not a lot of people do. It's fun. It can be fun at times.
So you went from it's fun to it can be fun in a matter of 4 seconds, and
It's more fun than it used to be.
Yeah, there you go.
okay.
So having started in 1.0 where there were very few things to do, I think the two things that I did in 1.0 were RP and the dungeon runs where you basically had to do quick runs to try and get
Speed chest.
Starlight gear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't make
So I went directly from that into a break, and then 2.0 met up with the same group of people, and they were like, hey, there's raids to do now. We should do that instead. So I pretty much started immediately into raiding as well. Then we had houses, and I wanted to decorate things, and you can't do that unless you can craft. So then I did crafting.
Or unless you know somebody who crafts.
Yeah.
No, because I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait for those people. I just want to go in and like make everything for myself in my own time and make everything pretty.
See,
So
that's the beauty about having 200 million kill. I don't have to wait. I just pay them to go faster.
There you go. I mean, for me, really, like story has always been a big thing. The Alliance raids, when those first came out with the Labyrinth, like that was really cool. That was like one of the big things with 2.0 that everybody was really excited for. But yeah, like story dungeons. I mean, I do a little bit of everything. You know, I gather, I do a little bit of crafting. I'm not great at it, but yeah, I mean, just, a little bit of everything. But really, the story is what has pulled me in.
You're just straight to the point there. That's it.
I mean, that's...
I was like, all
That
right,
was the
and
question.
Fusion, and he's just like, yeah, 24 man's a story.
I mean, I answered your question.
Okay,
Solid.
there's one very important thing that appears to be missing from all of your I enjoy this, and that's Blue Mage.
And it's missing for a reason.
You know what? I don't hate Blue Mage. If you're bored and if you need poetics, Blue Mage.
Yeah, I like the mini game, and I think the most fun I had with Blue Mage was each time that they release something new, I try not to look at guides, and we like go with a group and try to see if we can sort of guess like what creature and what zone that we can remember might have the thing, and that's super fun, and I love it. But it very quickly devolves from that. So
Yes, you're right.
I
I think the most fun thing about Blue Mage is having to do cooperative stuff with friends.
Right.
Or with randos.
Yeah.
My favorite memory of Blue Mage is when I think it was like with like 6 friends, and we went to go get the fish spit thing from the Apkalus.
Yep.
And we were basically ping-ponging this Apkalu back and forth with whatever one single ability we had, and it was just hilarious to watch this little penguin guy.
Sounds like sticky
run
tongue to
circles.
me.
Yeah.
Might have been.
You're talking about the fish toss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fish
right.
toss.
Fish
Yeah.
spit. I'm going to call it that now.
Fish spit. That's what you do. You spit a fish.
Now, have any of us done any of the like savage challenges? Happy of you?
Yeah, that's why I asked.
he did.
Yeah.
I have my
yeah.
Malboro, and so I was like,
I haven't actually touched Blue Mage at all since the last update for it. I was done with it. It's not for me. I know lots of people are enjoying it. It's not my thing.
I mean, it's cool. Did you feel like coming through that and getting them out, you were like, this is worth it. This was super fun to do.
I was like, man, I can't wait to see all the Reddit posts about people mad that this is Blue Mage content. Like solo job. go do Savage. It's like, oh shit, I really enjoy this, but
I really like the idea of Blue Mage, and I just wish I could use it more outside of its own content. Like, that's really what gets to me. Like, I love the idea, because I did the challenge in every Final Fantasy that I played. You know, I wanted to get everything, but I don't here.
You want to have a good time? Do 4 Blue Mage Ormvale for your tomestones, your regular tomestones. Nothing quite as fun as missling a boss and watching it go for him. So
Yeah.
Would highly advise that. Okay, all right. I had to get where everyone was on that, because with some of the teases we're getting for future stuff, there's a lot of discussion going on about one Beastmaster right now.
Yeah.
And they said it could be a limited job. So especially those who have experience with 11 are definitely thinking,
I'm excited. I think it'll be fun either way, and it'll be nice to have another limited job just to see, like, if they do that, to see how they're going to sort of evolve that content. Because right now, I think everybody's just like, is this just going to be a weird one-off thing? Are we going to, like, how are they going to make this its own thing? When do we get it?
Beast Carnival.
Beast Carnival. But, I mean, if they also put it in as a new DPS job, that'd be kind of fun. The zoo. Let's go to the zoo, guys.
Oh, man.
Animal Crossing, but in Final Fantasy 14, and every villager you get,
no,
it's a new friend.
Well, I mean, in 5.3, didn't they mention a while back they were trying to make like a minion farm thing where you could have like your minions run around and stuff for your? I remember them mentioning something.
It's called Lords of Verminion, and nobody does it.
No, in your house.
Yeah, they meant
that's something they've talked about for years.
No, they mentioned it like recently. Like in 5.1 live. I'm going to go find it and I'm going to tweet it.
I remember people asking about that years ago. That,
okay.
It's been a thing that people have wanted for a while, at least.
I'm going to go find the live letter digest and interviews and see if I can find where they mention it. Because I feel like they've mentioned that as of late. In like the last 9 months. I'll say that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you can play Animal Crossing in 14 with your minions.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Perfect. All right, Sly, your show notes. I'll let you take them. I stole them at the beginning while you were trying to compose yourself.
That's fine. Thank you. But getting to the podcast side of things, like, when did all of you become part of the Gamer Escape family? Like, before, this whole thing got into, a big Aetheryte Radio. I remember when, like, I think it was just Fusion and Xenedra, and I think there was someone else. And I remember the streams of Xenedra doing crafting for the FC houses and things like that. But yeah, when did everybody become a part of the family, so to speak?
So we're gonna have to go all the way back here. So back in the day, if you played 11, there was the wiki FF Encyclopedia. I hosted a Final Fantasy 11 podcast called Pet Food Alpha, and then we had a Nero over at LBR that they did their podcast. And so as soon as that 1.0 trailer dropped at E3, we were like, all right, we're teaming up. We're gonna merge up for this. And then, like, I don't know, like days later, Nero comes up. He's like, hey, you like want to work together and do something for 14? I'm like, we're already working with the wiki guys, but come on over. Let's see what we can do. And so that was it. The day the trailer was, that 1.0 was announced, that was when I started working on stuff. So
Now, were you part of the wiki team as well, or
I was not? So I was just manning my own fan site podcast at the time.
Oh, okay.
Good, because I can't imagine running a wiki. Not for 11. That's
a lot of goddamn work. I'm sorry, like, I see the shit that goes on.
Yeah.
Super dedicated.
Yeah. There's a team and they are awesome.
Yes. Oh gosh.
Thank you.
So there were two guys who I met very early on in 14 who were going to do a role-playing podcast. And I don't know if Fusion found them or they found Fusion, but he was like, come be part of the Aetheryte Radio Network, which
that was a thing. Yeah.
Wow. So these two guys asked a friend of mine to be their third, and he was like, nah, I don't want to do it. Ask this girl. So they asked me. We did that podcast for, I don't know, a year and a half. And then we kind of, I don't know if we ran out of stuff to do or we all ended up doing other things, so we kind of disbanded. But around that time, they were looking for new people for Aetheryte Radio proper. And I was like, well, I'm not doing this other one anymore. I'll try out for that one. And that's when I joined the main news podcast instead of that.
We had so many plans, and then 1.0, 1.0'd. And yeah, I mean, I'll never forget being at E3 the year, like when that summer when the servers were down for the transition, and going, well, we can either keep the website up for another month or we can get lunch. Because it was just eat. No, I was really hungry. We got pizza. But yeah, it was crazy. I mean, we had plans. So we had Aetheryte Radio, and then we had a news show, we had a community focused show, we had the RP show. We were going to do some other version of like an RP show, like a storytelling show. We were going to do some kind of video stuff, because this is back before streaming had really taken off, right? So these were all audio things, and they were like, let's do some video stuff. And I think like half of those never happened.
The RP one was the only one for the longest time. If that gives you any indication of what there was to do in 1.0.
Yeah,
RP.
so we did have the RP show. We had a quick scripted news show, and then we did a couple community episodes on top of Aetheryte Radio proper. Yeah, but
what was the scripted news show like?
The scripted news show? Well, no. I mean, it was updates, and it was like a
apologies and whatnot.
Yeah. It was like a quick 5 to 10 minute here's your stuff kind of show that we would do every so often. Yeah.
I just saw a script for a 1.0 news show, and I'm like, that couldn't have been fun.
It got better.
They've kicked out you got Yoshi. He says he's going to fix it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I can't believe it's wild to me when so I've only been on the Aetheryte Radio team and been working with Gamer Escape now for how many months? Do you have any
we're in quarantine time now. I can't remember.
I'm going to say
it could have been 4 months. It could have been 3 years. I have no idea.
3 years to 4 months. No, it's been I think it's been 5-ish months or so. But I was doing a lot of content. I've been doing a lot of content creation on my own and streaming and things like that, but really wanted to get involved with the community and talking about the game and doing more with podcasting and all of that, because it's great when you're streaming, and I love doing community events and all of that, but it's great to also be able to talk about the games that you love in detail and really sort of dig into the news and all of the bigger picture stuff. So I applied and then got brought on and have done some hands-ons and things now as well. And I'm super glad I joined all of you, because it's been a blast. And I can't believe hearing the history of the team. It's just how many years is it now? You were just talking about this Fusion, the anniversary of how long AR.
So for me and my 11 show, that anniversary is going to hit 14 next month. Yeah, I'm old. And then Aetheryte Radio is 11 on August 18th.
Weird affiliation with those exact numbers. Your 11 one is turning 14, and your 14 one's turning 11.
Yeah. And my wedding anniversary is the same day as my 11 podcast anniversary. So, I mean...
Convenient?
Yeah.
No, probably very inconvenient, I'd imagine.
Well, it's also the mother-in-law's birthday, so lots of stuff all on that but...
Oops.
Just cluster it all together.
Makes it so I won't forget it. So, I mean, that's helpful, right?
Yeah. Man.
Aldi?
I don't know how long I've been on the show. It's been 2 years?
It's been that long?
Yeah, it's been 2 to 3 years. Yeah, 2 to 3 years, I think.
I'm going to assume that's Stormblood, because your background is still Khuga.
Oh, it had to be 4 years.
It's been longer than that.
Yeah. Time. I don't understand time even at normal, because I work a lot. So that's part of this. I've always wanted to stream or do more things, that sort of stuff, but my day-to-day is kind of ridiculous. Once again, why I was like, yes, I get to get off work early. But I think you were looking for hosts.
Yeah.
I do remember that. And I think, Zen, you mentioned it, and you were like, yeah, it's a thing if you want to. And I was like, I don't have time for that. And then I think you were like, well, there's a couple, but if you just want to throw it in there, I'm like, okay, it's like, I'll apply. And then I think it was like 2 days later or something. It was like, yep, we're gonna try you out. So
yeah, Tim was like, I know a guy. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it's just, I know a guy. Just like how I got into 14 and this podcast. Mostly Zen.
No. I'm sorry.
Just dragging you along.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, that sounds fun, sure. And then sometime after that, I started, because of Fusion and the media tour, I happened to just live close enough to the media tour to be brought along. And so I started to do all those articles right after the media tour of like what changes, this and that. So
it's easy to get an extra person there when they don't have to pay for them to fly out.
Yeah, I could just, it's like an hour, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I rarely know that convenience. I know it now, thankfully.
I was gonna say, yeah.
But it's a pain. San Francisco sucks to get around.
Yeah, getting there, I think we almost died twice because it was raining. I think the last time. Yeah, it was fun. Like, those drivers are insane. No.
Not as bad as New York and New Jersey, trust me.
That is true.
Oh, go to Boston.
Hey.
Go to Boston.
Yeah, but Boston's
I don't
not
want to.
fair. I've been to Boston. I've been to PAX East. And
So have I.
And I hate those 4 days more than I ever
And I
hate
almost
other
died
day.
when I went to Boston, so
It's just,
Guys,
cities sometimes.
Stop this. Please continue to live.
Please.
A lot
Please.
of almost dying here.
I know,
State
right?
of the realm, almost dead, but not quite.
Not quite there.
So I remember when Mike and I first started, State of the Realm.
Oh, that's a
What were
story.
some of the? Oh God!
Oh, please,
Yeah.
please take it away.
Well, so
No.
it was literally just like my girlfriend had the idea to do the podcast, not me. She had the idea. Mel had the idea, and she said we should just try out a few of the people that we hung out with and met at FanFest.
FanFest, yeah.
So we tried out Sly, Milo 575 for anyone who remembers him. He was actually in a Mary stream the other day. He checked in for that, so I got to talk to him finally. And Joe Never, who hasn't been around in 14 as of late. He's been doing mostly BDO related stuff.
Yeah.
And Sly ended up being who we went with. And
Why?
yeah, and he said that back then too. And I remember the reason being because our energies are so different that we needed to be the foil to one another. And Sly was
And that
so nervous.
somehow worked out. And I was. I'm like,
and
I've
he's
never
still
done
here.
anything.
Yeah.
Like, I've never done anything like this before, and I was so fucking nervous. And like,
Aw.
You nailing it. What? I would never guess you nailing it.
You're nailing
Plus,
it.
you've got that perfect podcast voice.
So much
I've
so
seen
he
you
does
do
the
so
music.
many
He does
panels.
his music radio every Saturday.
Yep.
I just can't imagine you as being nervous, having seen you do so many panels at cons and stuff. You're just so chill the whole time.
that took years. Like that was after that was well after State of the Realm. Like I think State of the Realm kind of helped me through it a bit. But yeah. Like even like that like State of the Realm was me in my infancy even streaming.
Yeah.
And even then I was still nervous at the time. Like I didn't know what to do with my hands. Like I was just
remember it
learning
all.
everything.
I remember it
Yeah.
all very well because then I told you had to do a show without me once, and man, did the responsible side of Sly come out during that? Because he just every little detail he got right. Because I was doing Gordius and I couldn't I couldn't.
Yeah, he
stream.
couldn't do it.
Yeah, so I was like,
That's
Sly,
rough.
you're in charge.
There was
No.
one weekend where it was like Thursday night before our Saturday morning show. Fusion's like, I have too much work. Can't do it. Can you do this? And I'm like, so in between him doing work,
Exactly.
he's like handing me all the
Exactly.
stuff I need to get.
Exactly.
but it's good to have a backup.
Yes.
It happened. We did it.
It is.
And we've done it many
Like,
more
and I
times
still-
since then.
And I still have like all the SOTR assets just in case like
I might need
His
to
shit
have you
goes
look
down.
through those because I'm still missing them ever since my hard drive bricked. So
yeah, I still have them. So Yeah.
I wonder if you have any PSDs. No, I think I went through and looked through what I had sent you all those years ago.
Not exactly the PSDs. I think they were like the actual like PNGs.
I think
and
I
everything,
made you all the assets and sent you the finished product.
Mhm.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Poor Fusion.
Speaking of how shit started, what was Aetheryte Radio like when it first started?
Oh God, our very first episode. It was me. It was a Nero, and I think it was Chin from our PFA show. And it was like the game is out, or the game's been announced. There's a copy of Famitsu in Japan. That's like the first magazine to have any info about this game. Let's talk about it. And it was just all this info based off of snippets of magazine translations that we had.
Listen, the 7
What's
remake
the tech
Ultimania
like?
has taught me that can be a very interesting topic.
I actually have that magazine. I actually have a copy of it.
Nice.
And you can translate it too.
Well, I can't, but I
Well,
have somebody that can.
Yeah.
We talked about this really cool new innovative system that they were going to add called Guild Leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool.
It was mostly Guild
Oh
Leaves.
no!
There's a lot of talk about Guild Leaves.
I remember that episode.
Yeah.
I remember listening.
Hey,
to that.
don't act like we like never use fucking guild
yeah.
leaves or never use them
Oh
to
no,
fucking
all the time.
grind.
Had to.
No,
all
Guild
the
Leaves
time.
are great.
Fail
Now-
them. Do it again. Fail them.
No,
Make a whole
no.
show about them is a whole nother story.
Boy.
Well, yeah, it was wild times back then, man. Before, I mean, because we were like, again, right? We're turning 11 in August, and you're
Mhm.
thinking, game hasn't been out that long, has it? No, no, it
What's the
hasn't.
tech like?
We are older than the game, and so I mean that's part of the crazy thing when they do the anniversary, right? Because they go from ARR, so it's like Final Fantasy 14 is 6 years old. I'm like, cool, we're 10.
Liars.
We were podcasting 4 years before this game came out. But
You
yeah,
can sweep it under the rug, but we know it's there.
yeah, it was very interesting early on, and then the game came out, and like I said earlier, right, 1.0, 1.0'd, and
I love that we're
interest.
making that a thing, a verb.
It should be a
1.0.
it is, it's a thing. I mean, and so interest with the people that we had on staff was kind of fizzing out. We swapped some people around, we got some new people, and we've been going ever since.
We did at one point. It used to be like a show every 3 months or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It was
remember
rough.
that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
Then we narrowed it down a little, so we made it maybe like once a month. And then our boss man was like, "Hey guys, I think you could do like every week." I guess we could try, and then we did.
See, Sly and I were like that for ages, and then eventually I was like, Sly, we're just not doing one this week, man. It's no way. it's not
Right.
happening, man.
Right. Like,
You do
it
get
took
to that
how many
point.
years before it took how many years before it got to that point, Mike? Like what? 2
It was
3,
Stormblood when
2.5?
I finally said we just can't. It's just no.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
no way. Some point in Stormblood.
Mhm.
I think
Right.
for 11, I think we went 6 or 7 years without missing a week.
Well, 11 you could bullshit your way through.
Yeah,
if you
yeah. Well,
really wanted to.
very, very different times back then.
Yeah.
Oof.
I could
You had no
bullshit an
other
11
choice,
show
really.
right now if you wanted me to.
Which is funny because there's way less like open information just like force fed to us by Square
I
Enix.
just imagine you doing a show, Time of Death of Nidhogg was, and then everyone's like, no!
Oh, the bot's got it again.
Goodness.
Every time.
I know that's when Fusion got started. What about everybody else? What about your first times when you got brought on to Aetheryte Radio? What was it like? Were you nervous? How did you feel? What'd you do to push through? Who
I
wants
was
to
a
go?
little nervous. It was me and Brian. They were testing at the same time. Great guy. Check out Brian's stuff. And they didn't really tell us that they were looking for 2 people. So I was under the assumption that it would be me or this guy. And I was like, oh no, Brian is so like articulate and he knows so much about stuff beyond the game. And I'm just like, I play this video game. So I did not have high hopes for myself at all. And then they took both of us. So I was a little nervous and that went away very quickly. I'd been
Nice.
doing the RP one and didn't do a whole lot of like official stage stuff, but I'm on stages all the time and talking to people and don't have a problem with public speaking. So once we got past the are you in or are you out, I was like, whatever, I can say stuff. Didn't really bother me anymore.
Yeah, we ended up having, originally, again, right, going back to the idea of the network that we had planned, I mean, we had a lot of people on board. I mean, we basically had 211 podcasts worth of people. And then again, right, 1.0'd, and people just started, they're like, we don't care about this anymore, we're leaving. And it's just, it was just really weird to see, like, you start off and you're like, all right, I've got all these great ideas, and it just falls apart.
Fusion, do you remember, like, I'm curious, do you remember an episode or something where you were sitting or trying to record it, and in your mind you're just going, this is the end? Like,
right, this is it.
I never really had that feeling. I mean, there was always that, like, this game's not doing too hot, but I still remember my girlfriend at the time called me one night and was like, hey, you need to look at the lodestone. And Hiromichi Tanaka was gone, and they brought in this guy nobody had ever heard of called Naoki Yoshida. And it's just like, oh, okay, so things really aren't good. But I mean, things took a turn. We heard about 2.0. And it was, I don't know if I should use dislike or hate, right? But I never didn't want to play 14. I was never like, this is like the worst thing ever. It was, it can get patched, right? It was the Tanaka way of thinking about it, right? We can just patch all the stuff. But yeah, I mean, there were some lulls in there because, right, there just were long periods where there just really wasn't a lot going on. There wasn't a lot to talk about. But it got better.
Yeah, noticeably.
Even 1.0 got better. 1.0 at the end was definitely playable.
Yeah.
I'm glad that was your choice of word for it.
Mm-hmm. I thought a lot of crap about
Good's not mine, but a game, sure.
A playable game, yeah.
I remember
play that. I did play that.
I think I was helping you move in, Zen, when when Bahamut happened, when Dalamud fell, and I remember watching it from your computer in the living room or something, watching that cutscene at the same time. That's how I saw the end of 1.0.
His girlfriend, who I actually, this is my fault also. A lot of things are my fault.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, just play my game for a little bit. She was over one night, and play my game for a little bit. Make a character, like, see if you like it. We can play it together. Mm-hmm. And she did, and she liked it. And so she stole his original Legacy account and played the entirety of 1.0. So yeah, she and I are like sitting there watching the whole Bahamut cutscene, tears streaking down our faces.
I'm like, this
my husband, boyfriend at the time, and Charles are like, okay, all right, are you guys all right? Yeah, it's fine, don't worry about it. It's good.
It's just the last scene in Click, don't worry. It's fine.
As for my first time on the actual cast, I think it was pretty similar to Zen. So I was trialing alongside somebody else, and it went pretty smoothly. But the next one was the one where I was really nervous because I remember, Fusion, you messaged me or something, and you were like, all right, so this time all the talking points are all you, so make an outline and pick a topic. And I was sitting there like, okay. Yeah, no. And I'm like, be cool, because you really want to do this and you had a lot of fun, so don't mess this up. And I wrote what was basically a small novel for the outline, detailing every single thought and feeling I had about every single topic. And I mean, it was a blast. We had a lot of fun talking about it, but yeah, it's funny because I think I'd been streaming long enough that I wasn't so nervous about like the cast or the way the cast would go as I was just getting along with everybody. Like, I wanted to have a good flow with everyone. The first few times I accidentally talked over Fusion, I felt crippling guilt, and now I do it all the time and don't even care.
Yeah, we talk to each other
all
the time,
okay.
Just like just now.
And usually it's just me in the background laughing, yeah.
Yeah, and then Aldianaux laughing in the background. But yeah, it wasn't too bad, and it seemed to click really well. So I was really excited when they eventually said, "Hey, you know what? We would really like for you to join," and it's been fun ever since.
The problem we had as we were trying to put everything together is there would be one or two people who were very dedicated, had everything ready to put shows together, to make outlines, and then that other couple people would just show up and be like, all right, I got you. I can read those points that somebody else came up with. So when we were doing these tests, we were like, all right, we want people who are actually going to put outlines together and help us out if we ask. So that was a test.
Sly and I have a very different way of doing things because the last 2 weeks is probably the most outlines we've had in years. We essentially because we mostly just grab Lodestone or like we literally just pull the news article up and that is our note instead of
like on the really big shows like live letter shows, like even though it's pretty straightforward, I will still kind of sometimes make an outline.
Yeah, but we don't like have like a grouped outline. We essentially just go down points and like people can write down. We don't all what Sly did for this is more than I've done in a long time. Because we just let everyone freestyle and just go most of the time.
It does kind of depend on the show for us as well. When it is a live letter, you basically just pull it off the Lodestone and cut out the extra crap, if that.
I give Sly a 2-sentence Twitter description in a DM. That's been our show quite a few times. Come on, of course you knew State of Realm wasn't professional. How does every show begin when I go live, Sly? What do you say every time I say they can hear you now?
Boobs.
Boobs.
There you go. That speaks to it right there.
All right.
And see, that's not even the show. That's pre-show. You can't count that. You can't count
yeah.
that.
Sly, we've had a discussion. Sly, you want to tell everyone about? You want to talk about Garuda real quick? You want to bring that show back up?
But she has a nice rack.
Sly, I think the last time, didn't you say that the last time you were on Aetheryte Radio?
Probably.
I remember.
I think so.
I remember.
Fairly familiar.
We talked about Raska Paska. I remember.
Yeah, that's right.
I was like,
they took away her rack.
I was like, I was kind of disappointed.
Rack to Paxa.
See, I'm over there like, I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't really change up her design. And Sly was like, yeah, me too. I'm really disappointed about the boob thing. And I was like, well, what? Yeah, I get. Oh, you're right. Hold on.
Fair enough.
She got a reduction.
Well,
exactly.
now it's not pre-show anymore.
Some people notice different things.
Yeah.
But then we have the shows where we will talk about, what do? We did like a series of shows on the videos. We had to watch the videos and pull out the points in the videos, or we had a series of shows on the role quests, so we had to go look through the role quests. It just depends on the show.
Yeah, we just have somebody come and make us look like idiots about it. That's
Oh, sorry.
not
really
you, no,
interesting.
Ethis. When we bring Ethis on, it makes us look like idiots.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting, right? I mean, we talked about how easy it is, back like in the 11 days to just shoot the shit about 11 for an hour, right? But the whole landscape has changed for me. I mean, I can remember back when having a live audio only show was like a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was insane. And now we're video every week.
Yeah.
6 people. Look at us. Look at us.
Look at us. Who'd have thought?
Oh man, when Fusion told me I had to get a camera, it's like, I have to wake up further ahead of the podcast and like put a shirt on? Are you sure we have to do video? No.
See, I just take advantage. I was like, I got the shirt on. I just debate the pants.
Right.
Nobody will know.
Yeah, I just have
optional.
I'm just
I'm
afraid
aware.
there's going to be that one day where I forget to click AFK camera before I get up to like go in the other room and just my ass. Just
You were just early for this quarantine because like that's all the Zoom meetings, like that's everyone's meeting. Nobody wears pants. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my husband has walked by in the background in just boxers one time, and I'm like, dude!
My husband has been running me through a gauntlet of am I or aren't I on a work call in front of all of my bosses. And there was one day where he was just butt naked in there. And I walked in, I was like, haha, look at you butt naked. And I hear on the other side of the Zoom call, Paul, was that your wife again? And I was just like, why are you like this? Why are you like this?
because there's no video call and he's at home.
Close the door. It's, don't do that. Close the door. Put a sign on it for your partners.
Boss call, no pants. Please don't. That's what the sign can say.
Don't audibly mention lack of pants.
Like, my girlfriend has to not be in the room because my mic picks her up much louder than it picks me up. I don't know. I have a low voice. I don't know what it is, but like she can say one word and it'll just overpower anything that I'm saying constantly. So yeah, I have the green screen, but she would be the other side of it.
Okay, that's her talking. We were all without pants, so I feel like you went a different direction with that. Okay.
Oh yeah, on purpose. Okay. I don't want to confirm or deny.
There's no fun if there's no mystery.
Aldianaux's far more of a gentleman than I am. I'm just throwing our secrets out left and right.
I mean, technically, they weren't our secrets; they were our husband's secrets.
Right.
There you go.
I'm sure they appreciate you telling everybody. Yeah.
What?
He'll go to FanFest with you. He'll go to FanFest with you at one point, and he'll just be like, "I only have one thought about you, and it's not what I wanted when I met you."
Yes.
Oh no.
It was my turn to be how the first time I was on, huh?
Yes, that's why I was right. That's we were on. Yeah.
Doing a really good job of getting sidetracked right before your turn.
Well, that's fine. That's okay because I don't remember. Honestly, like I don't even remember. I think it was such a wait, they picked me? Oh crap! I got to get a camera. All right. Okay. Cool. I got this because I think I was.
In the Beal, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was still together or separately.
I think together. I think we brought both of them on together. Yeah.
But I think I had just moved to a new town, and I was like, I've got my laptop. I'll figure it out. Like my room was empty. Like I had a bed with straight up gray sheets, a computer desk, and a computer, and that's it. That was my apartment. So I was like, cool. I'll podcast from here. It's not bleak. Everything's fine. But like,
was it messy?
Yeah.
Reminds me of the early days when I just had my bedroom behind me. And
Yep.
Yeah. I didn't have my bed made, and somebody tipped me to make my bed, and I was like, that just motivates me to not make my bed more. You understand?
Seriously, right?
It reminds me of the couch. I miss the couch.
Yep.
Sounds like you need to make another stream station in the room with the couch, and then do couch shows occasionally.
Yeah.
Nah.
Just put a couch. You have a green screen. Just put a couch behind you.
Yeah.
There you go.
But there are pictures back there. Like, I could remove the screen and you'd see the pictures.
Just
like, I
green screen a couch is what I'm
So that
saying.
you look like.
And if you want to go old school, grab the big orange couch from Snick.
oh God.
Yeah.
I was gonna say grab the chair from Blue's Clues, but yeah, okay, we can go with that too.
Or you could get
both go Nickelodeon?
Okay.
Cherry from Pee Wee Herman would work as well if you want a chair with a face.
Couches out every week.
Yeah.
See, I'm not
Every
going to
time.
mention the first couch I thought of because I am a gentleman apparently. So I'm just gonna. We're gonna.
Oh,
Sly's face. Sly's like, I know what couch he's talking about.
What filthy couch are you talking?
I know
Don't
exactly
even-
what
it's fine.
couch he's talking about because I read
Yep.
I read Twitch chat
Yep.
often enough.
yeah,
Yes,
that's the
exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm worried now.
Don't.
Don't.
I'm. You know what?
Safe
I'm
search
gonna remain in the dark.
You
I'm
didn't
gonna
hear
remain in
anything.
the dark.
This is
No,
why
I
I
don't
just
know.
laugh in the background because I don't need to talk. It's
I'm
a bad
innocent
idea.
and naive.
This is all a show that Aldianaux didn't have to pay to watch. That's what.
Hey, wait! I don't make people pay to watch my show. That's wait a minute.
Not the one on the couch. The other
Yeah.
one.
Okay. Yeah. Again, it's. So what's next for
Fine.
gamers?
So a little while ago, we launched our Final Fantasy VII Remake Wiki. Obviously, we'll probably update that once the other parts come out, regardless of how many other parts there are. Who knows yet? Recently, we just added NPC appearances to all the NPC pages. So if you want to know what equipment they're wearing, if you want to know what color their eyes are, or how tall they are, all that kind of stuff. If you're looking to, make a character that's like an NPC or make a retainer or whatever, all that information is on there now. Coming up, we do have an Avengers Wiki that we started. Of course, then Avengers got delayed. So at some point, we're hoping to ramp that up a little bit and get into that.
This was supposed to come out this month originally, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think. Or April.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was May.
Yeah. I don't know. I was really looking forward to it.
Yep.
But now it's, I think, September, if I remember right. But so that's coming up. Aetheryte Radio 11th year anniversary in August. No E3 this year. It's gonna be weird. It'll be the first time I'm home on my birthday in like 8 years or something. It's weird. It's very weird. But yeah.
Just put a sign like in your like on like somewhere back there that says PAX East. That's it.
Yeah. This is our E3.
I'll just get like a picture of Jeff Keighley. I'll just hang it over here.
Yeah, we got these summer games fest.
That's
yeah,
right.
we got that.
Yeah.
There'll be stuff in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, maybe, if people have been working.
Yeah. It goes on.
It's
He says,
months.
staring into the camera.
It's
It goes
months.
on.
I mean, Xbox has their own thing. That's like 4 months. I mean,
Yeah.
we're supposed to be getting PlayStation 5 game announcements soon.
Next week, I think.
Sony.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I don't
think
know if they gave it. Well, I've
There's
heard
a-
early
there's
June
some-
for a showcase of some sort. I don't know if that's when the games are going to be announced or not, but I think their financial meeting or whatever that they just had, they said soon for games. So
Charles is like, what do you mean if people are working? He's been working.
What about for the rest of you? Any other projects at Gamer Escape you're getting involved in, or just kind of just going on with? Well, I mean, with Gamer Escape, yeah, not with Aetheryte Radio. Anything else you're getting involved with?
Well, we unfortunately, I mean, because there were so many conventions sort of canceled this year, I was planning on doing a big tour of a whole bunch of them, and just recently was doing a little bit of hands-on stuff with some reviews and demos at cons. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I mean, we'll see with FanFest here towards the end of the year whether or not people attend, or if it
It's not
continues.
I so doubt it's
it's
happening. Yeah,
it's
So
yeah.
sad.
I'm ready
We-
for digital FanFest. That's what I'm.
Yeah.
ready for.
Digital FanFest.
it'll be digital and it'll be pushed back a month or two for each date that they have announced already. I think it's probably how it'll happen. Unfortunately, like you hate to say it, but there's no way it's happening at this point.
Remember to cancel your hotel rooms.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we got Gahu in the chat. Actually, he had, as soon as they announced the date, he had picked up a few. Don't forget to cancel those when they.
Yeah,
when they-
that's a good reminder for me too.
yeah. I would expect to hear more information within the month. Usually, live letter at E3 is when we get a little bit more info on FanFest stuff. So probably around there is probably when we'll get the part 2 for 5.3. So they'll probably have something attached to that to say, hey, life. So
I think the only reason they haven't announced it yet is because they want to have like a full like not just we're not doing it and we'll tell you about it again later. They actually want to like have this is our alternative plan, something solidified.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe you could just, if you can't do the game demos then maybe you just do game demos that get released. Because I would imagine a lot of the game, there's probably going to be more game demos this summer than I think we usually get. Probably as an alternative to them doing a show.
It's possible, but I mean, sometimes those demos can take a long time to put together as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's always a lot of like on the floor stuff too. So maybe they offer that as download if it's easily packaged. One of the big things we've been hearing about is companies trying to get their infrastructure to work from home and all that stuff. So maybe we'll see some, maybe we won't. It's hard to say. At the very least, I think we'll have, some announcements coming out over the next few months, whether it's actual footage or gameplay, not just cinematic in-game renders. Gameplay.
Bold
I don't know.
assume they'd show the actual game.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think there will still be stuff to look forward to. I think that the work on it may not be, what people originally planned or what we see of it, or things will be changed up a little bit. It'll be like that those couple of years where EA just announced things and did like docu-series.
Yeah.
But it'll just be like all webcams and stuff, and you won't see anybody drawn on a tablet or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would expect a lot of like curated tours of the gameplay. Like here is someone playing through it, So
Yeah, I'm sure there will be.
Really playing it.
Probably not.
But
No.
I'm playing.
I can tell. It's very good gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Good gameplay.
You're very
player
talented.
2 controller? Is that player 2 trick?
It's a
Pull out the
PS.
second
It's a
controller? Yeah.
PS2 controller, not player 2 though. Oh man. All right.
normal stuff I always
gonna say
do, I
something?
guess.
Oh, the guides that you were doing.
Guides
whenever
whenever there's
that
stuff to make
comes
guides for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
when we
knows
get that,
that'll be.
Yeah.
when we get that new 24 man, it's gonna be your life.
I honestly, I hope. While I appreciate what they did with that second fight, it was a pain in the ass to try and break down and explain in a way that
Right.
made sense to people who hadn't experienced it.
If you're an
Also,
Alliance A,
yeah,
yeah.
to get each of the things. I think it actually took me 8 runs to get Alliance C. So I had to do A and B 7 times.
Yeah, like for me, it is mostly the podcast. For some reason, they keep me around. I don't know.
Yeah, I was
That's
going
what I
say
to
it's
talk
the
to you
same
about
thing
that.
sometimes. Yeah.
yeah, gonna talk to you about that. Yeah,
No.
see, we'll have oh gosh, I'm slipping on my synergy terms. We'll have a like breakout meeting for this. That's fine.
Listen, I live in the Bay Area. Why do you have to remind me with every sentence?
Yeah, that's my entire life. I also live. I think we're very close to each other, and I don't know how we didn't know that, but
I've moved
that's the
4
thing.
times in the last 4 years. That's probably how we didn't know that.
Yeah, probably.
Just stick your hand out the window and wave and see if you see.
I look at the spiders out there, so I don't want to.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, the only other thing that I have been a part of usually is the media tour craziness. Is the, when I'm there gathering tooltips, getting videos, and then doing all the with Zen and with Fusion and
That is an all hands on deck kind of thing. Yeah.
and then I write all night. So
That was. I don't want to shit talk what we did last time, but that was terrible.
I had just come back from a vacation to Vegas where I didn't sleep at all, and then I come back and the embargo's like the next day, and I'm like, cool, that's fine. The world is vibrating, but I'm gonna write this. It's fine.
Bro,
I
I
think
had like weeks and it wasn't enough time.
Yeah.
He did all of the writing except for like the 3 that Fusion did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then-
because I had started, and we knew this ahead of time. So I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I'll get started, and then we thought he'd be back at a certain time, and it was later, and it was just we were up all night.
We drove
doing
back on
that.
Memorial Day in a van with 9 people. That was a wrong decision. Yeah. Don't do that.
And I had
I'm
to
taking
do
a plane every
images-
time.
Yeah, I had to do the images
Same.
for something that I didn't actually get to see. So I'm just kind of going by what I'm being told, and then the next day people are like, "That's in the wrong place," and I'm like, "No."
Yeah. And then
I remember doing the tooltip images from the media tour, and we had the show, it was either like the next day or the next over the next weekend, I think.
You were
Like after the week.
I think you were supposed to be, because I'm pretty sure our media tour was on a Monday. Why do I feel like it was on a Monday?
something like that.
And that you were flying back on the day of our normal day for the show, and you were gonna technically be back in time, but we didn't do it that day. So we put
You did it the next day.
Yeah, we did some. We didn't do it that Tuesday, but I know you were on a plane when we were supposed to be doing the show.
Yeah. And then the day, once I landed, I just was looking at tooltips and I was hitting people up and like, hey, do you have the old tooltips and everything? I'm like, yeah. I remember that show. I did not function that show. It was
It's so much fun, especially when, all you have is the tooltips and you're like, okay, I have to present them. I have to figure out how this rotation kind of almost works. Like, sight unseen, with just the media tour and okay, so this should go over here maybe, or that is going to be used with this. And you have to do that for every single job. And it's like, I don't play this. All right, we'll figure it out.
You're a good one
not
because I just did fucking PDFs. I just did a PDF comparison of old tooltip, new tooltip. This is how it changed. That's all you need to fucking see. I'm not gonna give you the fucking rotation. You do that yourself.
I love
I just did a PDF.
Yeah, you know what that reminds me of? So when I decided, you know what, I really like Dance with the Media Tour, I'm playing it when it comes out. I made a macro that did all my hotbars in one button. So I pressed the button and all my hotbars got assigned from like what I experienced in the Media Tour. And then they swapped the names of two of the skills. They swapped Devilment and Saber Dance. They were the opposite in the Media Tour. So I kept pressing them without even thinking. I was like, why aren't these working? And then it was,
That's hardcore.
Yeah. That was a really good idea.
Now, here's a question for everybody. Now that we've played through, I mean, the majority of Shadowbringers minus some patch stuff, is what you are most hyped about from Shadowbringers the same as what you were hyped about from the Media Tour? Or has it changed?
I think it's safe to say it evolves based on, patches and things like that. I mean, there's pre-expansion hype and then there's mid-expansion hype. And I feel like those are two totally different monsters. While pre-expansion, it's like, oh shit, I can't wait to get all these fucking toys in my hand and do this and do that, yada, yada, yada. Mid-expansion is, oh shit, that raid looks fucking dope. Things like that. So I feel like they're two different monsters. So I've really feel kind of sort of biased, but not, at the same time not, in saying that like I love pre-expansion hype feel over mid-expansion hype feel.
Yes.
For sure.
Because I think there's what it is too. Because I mean, prior to an expansion, right? All this new stuff that's coming.
Right.
It's like no more Gauss Barrel, hell yeah, But then mid-expansion, you have a better idea of the things that you prefer, and then the things that you don't prefer. Like mid-expansion hype, it's like Eden is just poor choices in an 8-man raid. That's all this is poor choices. And so Nier I've liked a little bit more than I thought I would. Like the music is absolutely killer in Nier. But I think definitely, for sure, pre-expansion hype is where the energy is at.
I'm so saying excited. The same. Like not exactly the same feeling. Obviously, I agree. The pre-expansion thing is like, oh my goodness. Whereas mid-expansion, you're like, all right, cool. But story was what I was really excited about. Story and Dancer, and I got Dancer, and I love Dancer, and I'm really still excited for the story. So I'm kind of the same things.
Yeah, chat brings something that I was going to go towards is that those two things are not mutually exclusive because we start finding out about the next expansion before usually the 0.4 patch.
Yeah.
And then I have, it's at that point though, as far as I'm concerned, the 0.4 patch is actually the next expansion. It's like the start of the next expansion. That's kind of how they have it set up.
I mean, that's kind of how it works in some other MMOs. Like, wow, the pre-patch, like that changes the world. I was super hyped, but I'm also a summoner, so I knew that I wasn't going to have a working class until 0.1. So, I was like, Phoenix will be there. It'll do stuff. But, it'll be fun.
And I think, too, with Shadowbringers especially, I mean, there was all the hype, but then once it's out and people are playing through it, like, I was super into watching people on Twitch play MSQ. Like, that was my thing. After I went through, I'm like, oh, who's just about to get to Amarot? Let's watch this. Like, because that was like the big, like, holy shit moment for me was that, like, Amarot reveal. Like, that, like, there's been a lot of cool moments for me in 14, but that moment in game is just, like, the best. Like, nothing has topped that for me.
Like, I see you've chosen Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it's funny because I totally agree. The story is definitely something I'm always excited about, but Amarot, I mean, the full scale of that was kind of mind-blowing. And I think it's funny because, especially with like streaming, a lot of times people like hoard the story in 14 and nobody wants to, they're like, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want it spoiled. So they just like won't look at it for months, or they'll be like lurking in chats and stuff until they've played through it. But everybody wanted to see people going through Amarot for the first time because it was just like, it's so crazy. And so it makes so many things just make sense in the game on a large scale. It's really cool.
To this day, like, I'll just turn up Full Fathom 5 and just I have an Amarot button for my lights for a reason. I just, it's just good stuff.
Mood, aesthetic.
Yeah, I think of Amarant when I see the daylight's lasting too long light coming through the blinds. maybe wait till like 9 o'clock and then do it when the sun's all the way gone. Then I think you'll have the whole thing. Yeah, for me it's been, I take things patch to patch. I kind of I feel like I've done 14 stuff for so long now. I know what to expect at the very least. Yeah. And anything that deviates from that is what blows my mind. Like Unreal Trials, I didn't expect them to just, find a reason to reuse old trials like that. Or, I didn't expect, an extra EX trial. Or there's like, it's things like that just like, I get excited, even if they're not things I like big fish. I'm not big fishing, ocean fishing. Like, I don't care about fishing, but if you would have
told me that I would have spent as much time as I did doing ocean fishing, I would have called you a liar.
Same.
It was ridiculous how much time I spent on that. And as soon as they're like, hey, there's like the shark mount, and the shark was the Knockwall model from Adeline in 11, I'm like, I need that. That's like, all right, what do I got to do?
What's his name in Adeline? T'Chaka?
Oh god, I honestly,
I don't remember. T'Chaka, because I think I always get Black Panther jokes every time I go in there to do it.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's T'Chaka. Oh no, wait, that might be that's the I don't know. It is T'Chaka. Yeah.
I remember I got the dagger from it back in the day. Yeah. I remember what it was called, though.
I was not expecting a ruby weapon to hit me in them Gundam feels, but it did, and I just want more of it. Like,
all right, let me hit you with this theory. Let me hit you with this theory.
Okay.
All right. Sid made a giant Ironworks Ultima Warrior, and we're gonna control it like a robot in a robot war against Sapphire.
Oh man. Could you imagine all 8 people controlling different limbs and stuff like that? That'd be amazing. You just have duty buttons or like the roleplay.
Aldianaux, you can't say this because now I'm gonna want it really bad.
I saw one image of Sid and an Ultima Warrior that was dressed like an Ironworks Ultima Warrior, and I'm like, we're about to have a robot battle. That's what's about to happen.
So playable brute justice in that's what I'm hearing.
How do
Power Rangers it? Everybody does a pose when you get in.
I like Super Robot too.
You can already play as
Super Justice. Robot. It's fine.
No, what I'm talking about in content that people actually want to play.
Rival Wings cues are so good right now.
Wow.
I mean, I like mech. I've never played Rival Wings, so I don't know that you're wrong.
Hey, it was fun. It's just kind of like, I don't know, most PvP things where maybe you do it for a day or two, and then, unless you're one of the few hardcore PvP players, like, it just kind of, you forget about it. Or you get the next glamour and then you move on.
Look, some people love PvP.
Yeah, Mary loves Rival Wings so much. She's been streaming it so much.
The mounts of PvP are awesome, but they're not awesome enough to make me care enough to play PvP.
It's funny because Rival Wings is a game mode that I like. I mean, even just thinking about the fact that they put it in, it was so different than a lot of our other PvP stuff. I mean, it's fun. I think it's interesting. I would be so down if they gave us just like Gundam-esque multi-pilot hop in a thing and, now you've got special actions. That would be super fun. And I mean, like you were saying, Happy, I think they've really been doing some unique stuff this patch cycle. And we don't totally know. Like, we may just get something completely out of left field, and we have to see how it keeps developing.
Yeah, we do know that the next the next weapon is not a trial, right?
It's a solo that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a solo instance, and we're going to hop in the mech, and we're going to fight Sapphire weapon. Yeah. There you go.
Could you imagine the complexities of that if that was an 8-man thing where it's like, all right, you're the left leg, you're the right leg.
Again is what we call it. We call it Gordius 2 again. I don't want to imagine getting in a mech in a raid ever again.
Nope.
No.
Right, Sly?
I was
just
done
dead
with
face.
that.
The audio version of that's probably not going to translate as well.
I was done with that in Ulduar.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
A good time?
I was going to say, Charles, you didn't have to get in that mech.
I didn't want to, nope.
He's like Ulduar first boss flashbacks.
Yeah, exactly. I do not want Flame Leviathan. That's okay.
Oh, no.
I think we
Just
actually...
give me a good mech. Like, that's the thing. Just give me a good mech.
You don't like a little walker?
He hates the walker. I don't like the walker either.
First off, I got put in that shit so fast.
Dude, I'm a
I
bard.
almost considered stop rating that stop rating that tier.
No,
Yes.
yeah,
Yep,
you had to wait
that's
till
why.
Living Liquid to stop rating that tier, though,
Yeah.
like most people.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
see, if everybody is in the mech, then you are all in the punishment zone together. So you can't.
Misery
Nobody
loves
has
company.
to be the sad
you
one.
go.
Yeah,
I was,
you're just
for
all.
us, it was me and the monk. And I think we actually purposefully gave the monk the first mount drop to
Yeah.
say we're sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think
That was the
giving
way to do
somebody
it.
the mount that was the thing that they were upset that they were in is
He wanted
necessarily.
it.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, good, now I can remember it everywhere I go.
Well, you could just swim and pretend to drown it. You know, it's fine. It's just
I would
an outlet.
consider that. I would consider that an even trade. I don't know about
Yeah.
everybody else, but I would be like, yeah,
I
all
thought that
right.
thing was adorable.
It's funny.
I
'cause
didn't like to actually run it, but I thought it was adorable.
in our raid group. I'm always last for mounts anyway because I'm like, I
He doesn't
don't
care.
want to. I don't want to continue doing this raid. Like once we're done with it, and like I don't really like farming, so you guys take them out first, and we don't even have to do an 8th time. It's fine. Like I'm done.
Okay, no. I'm sorry, Aldianaux. But did you notice that this time
Yeah.
the mount is Hot Daddy Lightning Man?
It's just gonna
Granddad.
remind me that I can't summon him, and I'm just gonna be sad. And it's just, why
Aw,
would you do
but
this?
you
to me?
can. You just have to ride him.
Yeah.
You
Save
can
a
summon
horse.
him
Later,
only if you
remove.
ride him.
I'm so conflicted now.
He'll tide you over until you get Rummo Eggy. It's okay. What if they just replace all your Eggies with Demi Ifrit, Demi Garuda? Just
Fine.
There you go.
That'd be cool.
You know, take him away. That's fine. I don't care. It's okay.
Well, I guess that means because the next note on here was, what are you doing in 14 while you're waiting for 5.3? And I think the answer we found most of the time is not 14, actually, is what most people end up answering.
Oh, really?
Yeah, most people go like Animal Crossing or, PSO2.
So-
got it
Yeah.
confirmed
So
TV
yeah, the question
next
really
week.
was, what are you doing to get through the drought? Like not just 14, just anything.
I have been playing Animal Crossing every day since it came out.
Of course you have.
I have not touched I have not touched Destiny 2 at all since the day Animal Crossing came out.
All
I got Gunbreaker to cap, and I'm working on my Boja Mage now. So a couple more levels, and I'll have that capped out.
Yep.
So
I'm playing 14, but this is the time. All the nonsense of the Animal Crossing.
So enthused.
Yep.
14.
I will, if I am the only one that gets to be excited and say this, I will do it. No, I always save. This is my thing. I pace a lot of the stuff that I don't necessarily want to grind every day while there's other content for this exact period of time. So right now I'm working on a Morrow mount. I've been RPing like crazy. It's just a storm of roleplay. So there's that, and I'm not ashamed of it. That's been great. And yeah, I try to just find maybe long-term tasks that I'm working towards or keep wanting to chip away at. Housing stuff. Been trying all sorts of weird builds and all kinds of things. But I also play a lot of other games just normally alongside it, so that does help too. So
I'm doing housing too.
I had a really weird realization about that, because Animal Crossing came. I think as of 2 weeks ago, I was 200 hours into it or something ridiculous. But I was doing a lot of mystery tours, doing a lot of item gathering for the crafting items, and then I'm like, I'm going to take a break. I'll play some 14. I'll go into Diadem. Wait a minute, this is the same thing.
Why do I want to do it in one so much more than the other?
It was very interesting. It was an interesting realization to come to. Yeah.
Well, in
animal
regards
people?
to that, Sly
Yeah,
knows
animal
that I have a very important announcement. So every week I've been talking about these goddamn roses, and I'm happy to announce.
Did you get the blue ones finally?
I have blue roses now.
Nice.
There you go.
I streamer privileged the shit out of that and had people come to my island and water it every
That's how
day.
you
So
do
now,
it.
now I got to duplicate it to give them blue roses back for our group effort.
Heck yeah.
So there you go, Sly. You don't have to hear about the blue roses anymore.
I like how both me and Happy are like, heck yeah, blue roses, and everyone else is like,
yeah, he was like, oh shit, you
What?
get that blue rose. Like it was a huge deal, and Sly's just like,
Sly whips out the bottle and pours himself another one. He's like, cool.
Sly, I think
Great.
there is one thing I think you'll find enjoyment out of, in that every time I asked people to come over and water my black roses, everyone was like, didn't we destroy Black Rose in the main scenario at this point?
Womp.
So that's the show, everyone.
No, it's
Thank
not.
you guys so much for being here.
We didn't even the two people didn't even get to answer that question.
That's true.
I know.
You go ahead, Zen.
I outfitted a submarine to be able to go to the section that has the stuff to make the cute new housing skin on the outside, and that was hell. It was great that I could do it all by myself.
That was
Oh yeah, I forgot you can do that by yourself now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in my day, I had to make a party finder and be like, I just need people to
I
sit
could-
in
I
my
could craft
thing
it by
on a
myself.
level 1 weaver.
So that was cool, but actually doing it all by myself sucked so much ass. And then I stopped playing 14, except on raid nights to go play other games. Mostly I've been playing mostly I've been playing ESO, which I've never played an Elder Scrolls game ever before.
What? How are you
Right?
liking ESO then?
Right. I really like stealing things and killing people.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you play
That
Elder
checks out.
Scrolls, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably better you haven't played other Elder Scrolls.
Wait.
games before
You're a
playing
murder
Elder Scrolls
hobo
Online.
too? No.
Who's not a murder hobo in Elder Scrolls?
Because I
Listen,
like quests.
Yeah,
I would leave
I like
okay.
Quest 2, the
them
quest where you
alone.
murder hobo people.
Sly,
Okay.
I'm with
No,
you
no.
on this one. I usually play good characters, and I feel guilty sometimes if I steal stuff from NPC.
So, see, here's the thing. I'm
Sometimes,
playing
not
Divinity
always.
2. I'm playing Divinity 2 with people, and I had to learn the hard way that one of my mods is a fucking murder hobo. And, like, some of our quests are kind of, like, some odd things are happening because we're killing people after,
Yeah.
we do our thing. I'm like, no. That is an innocent woman. She had a family.
Have you
When I
ever...
started,
That guard was 3 days from retirement.
when I started
Exactly.
this whole thing, I discovered I really liked stealing. And so I did all the stealing stuff. But when you steal 3 times from a person, they're empty. And it's just not nice to leave an empty person there. You kill them so they can respawn with more stuff on them for either you or the next person to come along. It's like
Consider it.
Community
being
effort.
I got you a drink, empty can, right? It's not nice.
Oh,
I mean,
Zen.
you're right about that.
Oh, Zen. No, don't encourage her.
That
This-
reminds me. Have you guys ever watched I forget the name of it. It's where they like recreate in-game like activities. They did a few seasons of it, and one of them they did like a Fallout, like a whole like area for Fallout. And they get to the bar and they take the quest. They agree to kill a guy for him. He gives them a bunch of guns. They accidentally kill him. And then he's just gone.
Ooh.
And he's like, we just got the guns from him, and you shot him immediately.
See, when I was playing Div with some community members, you could always tell when something had gone horribly awry. Because no matter where you were halfway across the map, suddenly there'd be 50 guards running after you, and you're just yelling at everybody, who killed someone? Who did it in front of them? Who did it? Like, everybody's day is ruined. It's been a
Please
complete
hide it.
disaster.
It drives me
hide
nuts.
it.
It drives me nuts when no one's looking and I steal and somebody's like, hey, you can't do that. You didn't see me do that. You were turned around.
My
Shut up.
favorite Elder Scrolls video is somebody playing it on 360 with a Kinect.
Yeah.
And his friend comes up and goes, Xbox attack. Hits a guard in front of him. Xbox save. And he just leaves the room.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad you've
No,
been
you
having
gotta
fun
play.
with
You know what you gotta
ESO.
do? You guys have all missed out on the best Elder Scrolls experience. You need to play Skyrim on the Alexa.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh my.
I have seen.
I have probably at least spent 30 minutes doing that.
It is as funny as it is to watch Peel do it.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah. I actually have Skyrim on PSVR. The graphics took a bit of a hit, but it is pretty cool.
Yeah, I believe
My
that.
Alexa version's still better. I can't
So
wait
in
for
the
Dark
end,
Souls
though-
on Alexa.
Immersion.
There you go.
In the end, though, the way I've been explaining it to people when they're like, "You're like a terrible murder assassin," I'm like, I mean, it's like if I steal from these people and kill them, I get recipes and furniture for my house. And they're like, oh, that makes sense.
Man,
You're
that
in
would
it
be
for the
a
house.
very different version of Animal Crossing.
Teach me how to make your grandmother's cookies. Stab. Like,
Yeah.
I did start looting all the houses when I realized I could get furnishings and things.
Yeah.
I stole all of the spoons in Morrowind once. Or at least attempt to.
You too?
Yeah,
No.
I tried to.
I had a whole house that was full of silverware.
I tried
It was
to.
my little
Only
treasure
spoons
When I
trove.
learned
for
that
him.
candles worked, I was like, oh my god, can I steal candles?
I'm really sad going into these houses with nobody in them. I can't steal the furniture because I've heard that was a thing you could do in the other games. You have to, just by chance, sometimes steal furniture off of people or get the recipes. Like you can pull the recipes for furniture out of barrels or off of people, but you can't pick up the furniture. Nobody's here. Nobody's watching this. Why can't I have this chair?
My favorite part, if you can see the show notes, is the question was, what are you doing during the content drought? And the next line says, we'll get derailed plenty of times, but it happens every show, so roll with it. Oh,
It's
man.
accurate.
Oh,
It
well
is.
then. Well, then I'll go.
Charles' turn. Charles' turn.
So, I raid 14.
That's
So you're
okay.
done already.
Yeah,
It's been
alright.
more than 7 weeks.
Oh, if only. I mean, we're pretty casual. We don't do it for very
okay.
long. I used to. This is a story that I tell every once in a while. So I was world 5th in WildStar. Yeah, WildStar. I was in the world 5th group of the 40 man.
I was gonna make
Because
a joke.
I'm an
not
idiot.
gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah,
not gonna
I'm
make
an
the
idiot.
joke. No. I don't know. I was gonna say. Oh, so you
It was
so
world
you were the
last.
last ones to clear.
Yeah, no, we changed our guild
We
name to
were.
World Last. Seriously, right after we
Wait,
did that.
no, hold up.
Yeah.
There was an active raiding scene in WildStar for a while. Was
Yeah.
this when it was dying, or was this when it was still highly active?
Right before they got rid of the 40 man, before they turned the 40 man into 20 man, because I had already done the 20 man when it first came out. Like I remember, I got to go to E3 because I work in the industry. That's why we were like, that's why I was staring at the screen saying, no, we're still working. But I went there and like the devs were there and they were like, wait, are you raiding? Yep. How? It like the world bosses didn't work, and we're like, oh, we just snuck over to the other side, like from Horde to Alliance to kill theirs too. And they're like, you are out of your mind. Yep, I am. This is true.
Horde to Alliance. Interesting terminology shift there
Well,
for WildStar.
I mean, Exile to Dominion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was nobody played WildStar, so
But like this
Now
is one of
nobody
the things-
plays it at all.
I was able to understand that reference. Thank you.
yeah. I was like, if I say Dominion, is anyone gonna maybe?
It's
Yeah.
so sad because I feel like WildStar, from what I've seen, I didn't play personally, but I had a friend who was big into raiding, and he has shown me a ton of videos of it. And those raids were crazy. Like they were so like
It was
I don't
so much
even.
fun.
It was just bonkers, and like especially with some of the mechanics of the game, it really feels like I don't know if it was mismanagement on a larger scale or what happened exactly, or if it just came out a little bit too early. But it feels like a lot of people who I don't know are constantly nitpicking what they want from raids now would have loved the WildStar raids if they had been in them.
You know what people
but-
don't like? Coordinating 39 other people
Yes.
in a
Yeah, it's true.
I
yeah.
remember we were fighting one boss, and it was man, it almost killed our guild many times. Like we had to merge, and this was just a 20 man, and like 300 pulls of it over like 2 nights or something, because you have to constantly be spinning around the boss, and then you have to go out and find something and interrupt it, and you have to have an interrupt rotation, but the interrupts are AoE, so you can't accidentally hit it, you know. And then we did all that and we killed it, and then a gun dropped for a DPS gunslinger that had healer stats because the itemization was completely broken. And so that broke them too, and they left, and they were like 3rd DPS. So yeah, there was a lot wrong with it.
Yeah, that's one. I just remember I played NG and I literally couldn't stand the sound design of that game because there's only so many times I can hear.
Yeah. Yep, I mained DPS engineer, so I was rolling to get energy, and you know, like it was a time. But I
was
play
tank,
MMOs,
so
I'll be playing PSO. That was
Yep.
my first MMO, technically. I guess,
Yep.
on the Dreamcast. So
That was
20
yeah.
sounds.
Yeah.
I still have my postcards that are like, "We'll see you January 21st, 2001," or whatever.
I have one of those too.
It's in a box like right over here.
You should
It's like
do
a
that.
Oh god, it's probably buried somewhere. I know I have it though. I know I have it.
I've been
just glad
backsliding
it's May
into WoW.
27th because it means we can do this show on Tuesday and then it starts the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. We still don't have a time for like when the servers go
The
live, right?
27th, Sly. That's all I need to know. I'm waking up the
I
next
know,
morning.
but like
It's the Western release, Sly. This isn't like 14 where you have to be worried about it. Okay?
I understand, but I want to food come on myself the night before and get like good night's sleep and yada yada yada. So
I'm gonna look into how much they can see on my machine when I remote in to make sure they can't tell that I'm playing PSO while I'm working, because I will be.
It'll happen. And then Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
Yeah,
That's also next year.
I'm interested in that. I'm not interested in the second one, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, exactly.
I didn't like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so I'm very cautiously looking at the first one. So I've been told it's better.
It would have to be. Oh, I hate that game.
I'm so happy to have someone else who hates Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as much as I do.
Oh,
it would have to be.
Aldianaux, you've been spicy today. It's good.
I don't know.
Spicy
Later in the day.
I know.
Is this what happens when you reach a certain hour? You just suddenly your spice meter, your salt meter goes much higher.
Yeah, it's because I was at work
like
before
this.
I
like this. This is
Oh,
what
I
we
see.
wanted. This is what I wanted with the podcast episodes. I wanted a level of spiciness, and for the past 2 weeks that we've been doing this, like you and She Heals, we've gotten that spiciness. Chef's kiss.
Last week, number one line was definitely, "Oh, why don't you just go play something else then?" I hate this about the game. Oh, you should just go play something else, I guess.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
did we do it?
I think we did it because I don't think the show notes technically have anything else other than beating around the bush and shooting the shit, because now it just says we're gonna get off track, and then it says, well, we'll see what happens. If anything else you want to bring it up, go nuts. And fortunately, everyone's been doing that the whole time. Sly and I included.
We were prepared.
Prepared by just saying random things. That's how I live my life.
I mean, that's how you do a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's the interesting part of the
It's
podcast.
252 episodes, so I gotta assume that does well enough.
You think? Yeah.
Sly, somebody
Maybe.
gave me. Oh no. So I got to bring this back up because it happened earlier in the show, and since we can bring up random shit.
Okay.
So somebody gave me a different bargaining chip for you for 11. All right.
Nope.
I'm gonna send you a picture of the
Hold
Final
on.
Fantasy 11 Garuda after everything you've said about the 14 Garuda, and you can just play Summoner.
I'm good. Thank you, though. Thank you.
I
appreciate
don't worry,
you.
I'll send it to
I
you.
appreciate you.
All right.
Now
But
hold up.
nah.
Let me
Oh,
I'm
God.
gonna Google
Okay.
really fast. I'm just gonna get my eyes on it, and then
There's no way you.
well, okay. Here's the thing, though. You might want to consider this offer. You might want to consider it, Sly.
Sly's typing it in now.
Sly.
I remember.
If they put more feathers on our raid version, this one's like going back 5 steps as if all feathers have been taken off.
Man, fuck that. She got thick thighs, man.
Oh my God.
Thick thighs
no
save
rack.
lives.
There's just thick. Yeah, they do. But I get it. No rack. No. Fuck that. Mm-mm.
I'm sorry.
Nah.
I tried.
You tried.
I tried to help you.
You tried
I
it.
appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So now we know Sly's preferences, I guess.
I could've told you that.
Hold on. Was there literally any confusion about that? His literal first word of the podcast, boobs. I
Boobs.
think we know.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No, the
That's
first
fair.
word was "I'm bopping to it" or whatever you said. Those are the technical.
That's right. Yeah.
Just vibing, you know.
Vibing over here.
Just vibing.
Oh, all right. Well, with that, we're getting close-ish to the 2-hour mark. By the time we do all the outros and everything, we'll probably have gotten there. So, at this point, is there anything else you would like to touch on before we thank sponsors, do outros, all that fun, fancy stuff that podcasts do, I guess?
This Saturday at noon.
You'll get to do that anyway.
This Saturday, noon Pacific, we are going to have our next show. It is going to be completely unnecessary lorecraft. Because again, we have to find out, we have to figure out things to talk about, right? So we're going to have Ethis and Anonymous on. People are going to tell us things they wish that 14 would have a collaboration with, and we are going to make it work. So you want Ninja Turtles? Sure. Any pop culture reference, you want a Hello Kitty raid or something? Sure. Yeah, we'll make that work. We'll weave it into the lore, and we'll just talk about it for a couple hours. And
can I call and say no more collaborations? And you can tell me how that's gonna work.
No, I'm afraid not.
They might like that.
Ethis will be like, all right, that's who we got. This is my favorite caller. Right,
yeah, exactly.
And then it'll be like, actually, Animal Crossing.
I mean, look, I've been saying for at least a year now that they need to just give us an island in Hingashi. A little raccoon spirit guy can manage it. We'll just pay him for it. We'll get instance housing.
Nom Tuk.
Yeah.
There you go.
That would be incredible.
That's a very World of Warcraft level pun. Nom Tuk.
Oh, yeah.
It
is.
Yeah. It's much more WoW than it is 14. I think there's one that's really, really like obvious like that. I can't remember what their name is. Like a really old one too, from like the olden days that I can't remember. Oh well, doesn't matter. Sorry, WoW.
Gives us the start for Saturday, certainly.
Yes, there you go.
Although we started like 2 weeks ago. Guys, this is such bullshit. Wait, no, we should actually do this. It'll be great.
I don't even remember what the hell we were talking about, but somehow I took something and I weaved it into Spaceballs, then I brought it into Planet of the Apes.
It was like we fit Link in with Soul Calibur with Nier into 14. So we were like, Zelda's obviously in 14. That's right.
Yeah. It was...
Yeah, we're really just trying to hurt them.
Where's the whiteboard with what's his fucking face from with all the fucking lines?
It's always sunny.
Yeah. So if you wanna hurt Ethis and Moose, Saturday's the time to do it.
Yeah, it'll be great.
We have Twitter posts and various other posts up.
Yeah, throw us a tweet, hit us up on Discord, send us an email about what you would like to see the collab be, and we'll throw them in, and we'll see how it goes.
Oh boy, I cannot wait to see Ethis' soul just in so much pain.
And the best part was he agreed to it.
Yeah, we asked him and he was like, okay, all right. And we're like, no, you just make it up. It doesn't have to be real, and you don't have to tell anybody how to RP it either. It'll be fine.
Oh boy.
He said okay.
Yeah. Is there anything else we'd like to bring up before we do outros and whatnot? You were gonna have the chance to do that anyway. You just jumped the gun. You're like, oh, that's. I'm not giving them the chance to sign off before the sponsors go. No way. Before the sponsor rollout goes.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's it. Is everyone settled?
Be good.
Everyone good. All right. Well, with that note, thank you everyone for joining us for our second week of Podcast Highlight Month for State of the Realm, where we desperately try to bring you shows and introduce you to other people who can help you kill your time while you're stuck inside with stuff like lore crafts about Animal Crossing fitting into Final Fantasy 14 in some way. So if you missed last week,
real lore cast.
Yeah, lore cast.
Last time was a real one.
Yeah, last time was a real lore cast. This is
an actual lore cast.
Lore cast is where they talk about what does exist. Lore craft is where we talk about what doesn't exist. Somewhere in there's known knowns and known unknowns, but also unknown unknowns, things that we don't know. But I don't know when that show is going to be, so you're just going to have to plan that one out for me, Fusion.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell me when that show is going to happen.
We'll do. You'll just have to tell me what it was again.
Maybe it just did. I think it just did.
I think, yeah.
Oh, man. So if you missed last week, we had She Heals, I Tank on. This week, obviously, we had the awesome crew from Aetheryte Radio. I almost said Aetheryte Escape. I almost couldn't.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one before.
Gamer Radio. That's the other one. No. Oh, man. And next week, Sly, you're in charge of the schedule. Who do we have? You took care of, like, the schedule.
He's like, I'm in charge of the schedule?
Well, he did.
Wait.
He got the schedule in order, so I'm assuming he
Yes.
knew that. Yes. I know who's next, but I
gather
wanted
together.
you to do it. Yeah.
Gather together.
Yes.
Gather together. Excuse me.
Yes, we have Gather Together on next week. And the week after that, we have confirmed that Frosty will be joining us from Mog Talk. So, and we're working on some additional stuff to keep us
Others.
busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe a longer month. Pretend it's 5 Tuesdays to a month. Some months have that. I think last month, not this month. Next month, actually, has 5 Tuesdays. I think.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's what our plans are, and hopefully you've been enjoying it thus far. But before we sign off, before we let them do their outros, one last shout out to the sponsors. We shouted out Steel Series at the start of the show, but we also had our patrons whose names have been scrolling in the top right corner, who I will do this, and they are consequently on the other side of where I am actually showing my hands. So thank you to all those names who have been on there. Thank you for supporting, especially through these hard times. As long as all of you are looking out for yourselves above all else, I would still keep your name on that list, because all those people on that list have been awesome over the last several months and or years. We also have our Patrons of Darkness, Khuja Cross on Jenova and Kurenai Oni, who I'm always afraid, OBS has been so finicky, I'm always afraid to go over to other scenes right now. Let me see if I can make it work. There we go. Okay, it didn't break. Sly knows we actually had the stream break like every day before a show for like 3 weeks straight, and then it makes me just the window capture just frightened.
Why does your OBS hate you?
It's window capture. It's all the windows I'm capturing.
No.
It doesn't like window capture. I've got 6 windows captured right now. It doesn't like it. Plus Twitch chat. Plus I have to get the audio. I don't know why it just doesn't like it. It's not even slobs. And slobs would make sense if it wasn't working, at the very least.
Right.
Sorry, slobs, but it's true. It doesn't work. So thank you to our sponsors. Thank you, Steel Series. Thank you to our patrons. You guys are awesome. Hopefully you've been enjoying the shows. And now we get to do many, many sign-offs. Many of them.
Ooh, going first.
I real quick, I want to just point out, Rarsnack's in chat here. Can you tell Fusion that there's not enough Funko Pops, please? This ain't all of them?
No, that is nowhere near all of them.
No.
Oh,
No.
you haven't seen the wall.
Oh.
There's a whole wall.
No,
Yeah, you
there's,
should look at his Twitter.
there's a whole other one up here. There's a whole mantle over, like, in the living room above the TV.
From
We
personal
worry about the
experience-
structural integrity of his house, really.
Yeah,
We
because
do.
the walls are lined with Funko Pops.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
a bunch over here now. Like, I got a 10-inch Baby Yoda coming this week. Like,
Is that a Funko Pop, Baby Yoda? Because
Yeah.
what, really? I didn't think I was kidding when I said that.
no, I got the normal one, and then I got the 10-inch on pre-order, and then I got like the 6 other ones that they just announced on pre-order.
It's a thing.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man's got to have a
Yep.
collection.
And we just got the Build-A-Bear Baby Yoda.
When I was young, I collected rocks. All right, it's.
Hey,
Nice
me
and free.
I just went outside. I was like, this rock doesn't look like my other rocks. I'm gonna bring it inside. You got
That's
Funko
solid.
Pops, but that was a free hobby.
Free.
I don't want to know how much money worth of Funko Pops is not there. It's not even visible at this time, as far as I'm concerned. So
But he can sell his back. I don't think you can sell your rocks.
didn't cost me anything. Yo, someone out there is willing to buy a
Look,
rock. All right.
If you do a high
it's
enough
a good
persuasion
rock.
check, you
Yeah, I
can
was about
sell
to
that
say.
rock for some good money.
Sell your
Remember.
rocks on stream. I bet you could.
Well, we used to
Charisma
have
is how easily
Dwayne
you can
on
sell a rock.
stream, but we haven't had Dwayne in a while. So, yeah, unfortunate. So I think Fusion's going to be the one to sign off first, because he's the one now we're talking
Yeah.
about him and all his Funko Pops. So
Yeah.
where can they find you at? What are you working on?
All my social stuff, Raffledurg, ROFLDRG. I actually just got a new stand for my my camera, so I'm hoping to do some videos going through this giant bin of Final Fantasy XI and Final Fantasy XIV items that I've accumulated over a million years. I actually posted a little bit of it this past week with the anniversary for Final Fantasy XI. If you want to see what an old commercial looks like for 11, there's a old brochure that I scanned in and threw up for that as well. So hopefully I can do that.
Uh-oh.
By the way, did you get the like $50-something shirt?
No.
So
Amazing.
Does it still have the map in the middle?
why are you bragging?
Oh boy.
Because
It's
I
about
know
to
if
go.
I pull
Oh,
mine
no.
out, you'll pull yours out.
We've got a contest going now.
Oh, goodness.
I got both editions, boy.
Oh, me too. What do you know? I left the other one in there. I didn't.
Slide just takes another drink.
There you go.
But-
See?
But do you have the Memorial book, the World Concept book, the Vanadil Chronicles book?
Yeah, see, I've moved 4 times in the last 4 years, and I've given up more and more of my possessions each time that I've moved.
Well, that's just stupid.
I found a quarter. So there's that.
Nailed it.
Wow.
Nailed it.
Excellent.
But yeah, I got a lot of random crap, so I thought it'd be fun to go through that. So hopefully at some point I will do that. So
Do it.
Wow.
Anybody else got any 11 shit that they want to show off?
No.
No, but I have that alarm clock that the 14 team gave us, the Fat Chocobo one. And
I still have mine.
Mel has not banned it in the house. Mel has banned it in the house. I'm not allowed to.
mine
use
right
it.
here.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to play it. She's banned. I actually have 2.
I have
One for
the
her.
Vanadil. I have the Vanadil clock.
Oh my God.
I don't even collect anything.
I've got.
I have many years that I love.
Ollie's just like I still have this quarter.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like
Remember how I said my apartment had nothing in it? Yeah.
I've got. Oh yeah,
Got a
Fusion.
quarter.
Well, you know what? This one.
Oh, okay, all
There you
right.
go.
Oh.
Every
So
evening I gotta pull it out.
I am a little jealous. I mean, all I got is the statue. I don't have any of the masks. So.
Oh, she cute.
I have a costume.
Yeah, that is true.
Purple wig. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
I had to make that myself, though. It cost me money. It wasn't free.
Cap, please tell me that you've been wearing that mask out when you have to leave.
No, because unfortunately,
Different
this
kind
is
of
how it's
mask.
supposed to be worn, and I think it's the opposite of what what the CDC regulations really
probably.
recommend. So.
Yeah, it might not. It might
And
not
it's
do it.
nightmare fuel.
I can put one under it and wear that though. That I could.
There you go. Yeah, you want nightmare fuel? We got this one right here.
Stop.
On the Iron Throne. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Stop.
Oh yeah.
I can see it. I can see it.
Fun
I
fact:
guess
that's a throne from a Funko
This was
Pop.
supposed to be outros, by the
Yeah.
way. So.
All spirits
Oh,
back.
are we past
Yeah.
the derailing? I thought we were still on the derailing. I'm sorry.
Like, I don't have any Final Fantasy 11, nothing, but I am a full-time variety MMO broadcaster here on Twitch.
Hey.
So you can
We got that
find
going
me-
for you.
You can find me at Bird of Chess, at Bird of Chess Twitter and Instagram as well. We play mostly Final Fantasy 14 and Guild Wars 2, but I do play a little ESO. I love it, and some Warframe. And right now we're also doing the Final Fantasy 7 remake. We have been doing as well Baby's first playthrough of Halo as they come to PC, which I've been co-oping. Yes, I've been co-oping it with a veteran Halo player, amateur professional. I have not cry laughed so hard ever in my entire life. And you can catch all those VODs as well. We're working through it, and we just did our most recent one this past week. So it's been a good time. And then, of course, Aetheryte Radio on Saturdays, 2 p.m. every week.
Is that on Legendary, that playthrough?
We're calling it a special difficulty, which is me difficulty, because DJ has beaten Legendary, but it turns out that I'm better at killing us than literally any other NPC character ever could be, made by a computer. So yeah, I
Was an
have
inside
destroyed us. I've destroyed us.
You
It's
need
been
to
a
do
disaster.
lasso at some point.
We may do a bonus lap after everything else, because I literally knew nothing about Halo, nothing. The story, the gameplay, the nothing, and it has been a literal just a blast. We've had so much fun, and I've killed us at least 5,000 times, so it's been good. My favorite is when I take the vehicle and then I run it over him, and I just do
Yeah,
that.
chat
a
brought
lot.
that up real quick. You were like, he runs him over a lot.
Sure.
People really
That's my
hate it.
favorite.
I played because of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So it's been good.
Those were the days.
Okay, Xenedra? See, I do this. I can't. I'm sorry.
Fine. It's all
Save
good.
yourself.
Everybody
Okay.
messes up. It's not even bad. Xenedra Ambrose, which is really hard to spell. Think French. Erous.
I
Ambrose.
was going to say Embre.
Yeah. That's my Twitter. That's pretty much all I do is Twitter. If I stream, it's usually on the Gamerscape channel, to make our other affiliates there happy. If I don't stream there, it's on a group channel with some other friends called Some A-Holes. Yep.
How did I not know that? What? I've got to go there right now. I got to watch you every time.
Usually it's somebody else, but yep, Some A-Holes on Twitch there.
Got it.
You all right? You okay?
Oh, I love that channel name. So easy to work into conversation.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And of course, Aldi.
So for me, I have a Twitter. I do. There's stuff on it sometimes. You could follow me, but you're much more likely to see me at Aetheryte Radio or at Gamer Escape. I don't have a lot of free time, so I don't get to stream. I would love to. So one day it may be on at Aldianaux. It's very French, but you've seen it in 14. You can spell it probably, maybe AUX at the end. Doesn't matter. I probably won't stream it.
Or so you can
Also very French.
Yeah, very French. Yeah, that's about it. You'll most likely see me on Aetheryte Radio.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone, for coming by. Now, slides. I guess we can also do outros. It's fine. What are you doing?
I
what are you
guess.
Doing? Yeah, what are you working on?
Hi. I'm playing games.
All right, I'm on Mr. Happy.
But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at SlyTheFox, discord.gg/The Velvet Room. I'm doing Station WSLY every Saturday night. I'm currently playing Pillars of Eternity because that is my new addiction in terms of CRPGs. I will be playing PSO2 next week, so don't fucking bother me.
Ship 2?
Trying.
Okay.
We're trying. Like we've got like coordination going. Like my mods and I, we're trying to get Ship 2. If we don't, we might do. I don't know.
Some characters on Ship 1 until you can make them on Ship 2. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. But that's it. That's me. Haps, hi. What are you doing?
You can find me, Mr. Happy 1227 at Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I don't really post on the last one very much. 14 new player series stuff. That's been very interesting to replay through Realm Reborn now before 5.3, and not half as bad as I remember it being. Also focusing on new player videos for the most part. Final Fantasy 11. It's a thing, I guess. It's yeah, you know.
It's always the thing. It'll always be a thing.
It's always
Ricky talking about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a thing, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
not
Sure
always
is.
the happiest thing, you know, but sometimes it's a thing. Luckily, we got PSO2 to distract us starting next week, as well as
Yeah, boy.
Chronicles Definitive Edition. So maybe a little bit less of it starting next week, but for now, it's a thing. You know, it's a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. And yeah, that's all I got going on right now that I can think of. Oh, there is one other thing. I'm actually going to be participating in a charity stream Friday evening.
That's right. I saw that. Yeah.
Yes, and I haven't really spoken about much because I've been so focused on everything else, hence the reason why this show basically got prepared an hour before it was supposed to happen. Let's not talk about that. Yeah, let me go grab the exact details because I agreed to it, but I haven't, there's been no prep for it. I'm just going to show up and I'm going to raise some money for St. Jude. Where is it? I've been retweeted it a million times. Now I can't find it on my own Twitter. And I'm mad. I literally cannot find the original tweet that I'm in right this second. And I retweeted it. Where is it? Where is it? I literally can't. Did the original tweet get deleted? The person deleted? I'm doing a charity stream on Friday. I'll be hosting it. I'll be hosting it on a different channel, but I'll host my channel to that channel. So come by, give money to charity. It's a good thing that I haven't been able to do in a while. So I'm glad to be able to participate with it. On some degree, we'll just be doing 4 hours of Final Fantasy 14 Friday night, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific, and a lot of other people. See, Mel found it, but I can't. It's not in my mentions. It's like it's just gone from my mentions entirely. There we go.
Oh, that's right. Okay, because I remember seeing it. I'm like, all right, which Twitter account did I see it on? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it was on Nell's. It's gonna be Heroes, Twitch.tv/Heroes for Charity, and there's gonna be a bunch of other broadcasters on there as well. We got Pook, Rogue, Shamanam, Shaleb, Marg, Curious Joy, Data Dave. I haven't seen Dave in a while. I miss Dave. I haven't seen Dave in a while. So there's going to be a bunch of people on that broadcast, and it's going to be a good time. And also Saturday is my official 6-year partnerversary on Twitch.
Congrats.
Congrats!
Partnered for 6 years of my life. That is a fifth of my life that for some reason people have spent listening to me speak. And I don't get
Oh,
it.
you're a baby.
I don't get it, but whatever. They like it, so thanks. There you go. So we'll be doing an extra long stream that day for that. So nothing in particular planned, just a longer stream and some booze. That's about it. Sly, I saw your eyes light up when I said booze. You're like, So I'm so glad. My girlfriend said for 6 years she'll show you how long his, and I'm like, I don't want to read the next line. I don't want to read the next line. Hair has grown out. All right, there you go. Yeah, that's what's hiding under this hat right now. So thank you everyone for tuning in to this episode of State of the Realm. We'll be seeing you next week, same bat time, same bat place. Thank you to everyone from the Aetheryte Radio crew. We're going to go on into a short post show so people can go be with their families, eat dinner, play Animal Crossing, whatever it is they want to do following this show. Yeah. So thank you everyone.
Anime.
Yeah, anime. That's or that too. Yeah. We will see you next week. Goodbye everyone.
See you next week.
Bye.